ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಮುಂಚೆ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಅವರು ಯಾರ್ಯಾರಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಕೈ ಎತ್ತೀರಾ? ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಕಾಲೇಜ್. ಅಮೇಝಿಂಗ್ ಸೂಪರ್. ಇನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತರಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗಳಿಂದ ಕೂಡ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು ಇವತ್ತು ಏನೇನು ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ, ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು? ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಲಿಟ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇಡ್ಲಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ತಿಂದ್ರ ಯಾರಾದರೂ? ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಹೇಳೋಣವಾ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ? ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಶಕ್ತಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ ನಾವು ಬೇರೆ ಊರವ್ರಿಗೆ, ಅಲ್ವಾ ರೋಹನ್?
ಹೌದು ಹೌದು.
ಓಕೆ, ಸೂಪರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ 1, 2, 3 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಲಿಟ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್ 2023 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವ? 2025 ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಓಕೆ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ? ಸೂಪರ್, ಖುಷಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ 1, 2, 3.
ಇಷ್ಟೇನಾ ಜೋಶ್ ನಿಮ್ದು?
ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಲಿಟ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್ ಈ ಥರ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜೋರ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. 1, 2, 3.
ಸೂಪರ್. ಏನ್ ಜೋಶ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಎರಡು ತೇಕೆಗೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ನಿಜ ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ಸು ಬಂದು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋವರೆಗೂ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಒಗಟುಗಳು ಕೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಆಯಿತಾ? ಒಗಟು ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪದ ಏನು? ರಿಡಲ್ಸ್. ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್. ಸೊ ರಿಡಲ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಯಾರು ಸರಿಯಾದ ಉತ್ತರ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ರೋಹನ್ ಅವರು. ಸರಿನಾ? ರೆಡಿನಾ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ? ನಮಸ್ತೆ. ಖಂಡಿತ. ಆಯ್ತು, ತುಂಬ ಈಸಿ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದೆ, ತುಂಬ ಮಾಡ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದೆ, ಕೊನೆಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟವಾದಂಥದ್ದು ಒಂದಿದೆ, ಆಯಿತಾ? ಯಾವ್ದು ಕೇಳಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್?
ಭಯ ಪಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ನೀವು ಹೇಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಜೋಶ್ ಇದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ. ಮೊದಲನೇ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಸರಳವಾಗಿದೆ. ಯಾರು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ನೋಡೋಣ? ಕನ್ನಡದ ಒಂದು ರಿಡಲ್. ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಇಫ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್. ನೀಲಿ ಕೆರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಳಿ ಮೀನುಗಳು, ನೀಲಿ ಕೆರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಳಿಯ ಮೀನುಗಳು. ಕೈ ಎತ್ತಿ. ಆಕಾಶ ಮತ್ತು ಮೋಡ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು? ಲತೇಶ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಕೊಡೋಣ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಮೂಲಕ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಉತ್ತರವನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಲತೇಶ್ ಅವರೇ, ನೀಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸಮುದ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಳಿಯ ಮೀನುಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು, ಆಕಾಶ ಅಂತ. ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಇದು ಈಸಿ ಇತ್ತಾ ಟಫ್ ಇತ್ತಾ? ಈಸಿ ಇತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಲತೇಶ್ ಅವರು ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರು. ಸೊ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಾಗಿದೆ. 2 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ತುಂಬ ಕಾಂಪಿಟಿಷನ್ಸ್ಗಳಿದೆ, ತುಂಬ ಪ್ಯಾನಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರಿಟೀಸ್ ಬರೋರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರ ಜೊತೆ ನಾವು ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋಣ.
ಹಲೋ, ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ, ಶುಭೋದಯ. ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಲಿಟ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್ 1, 2, 3. ಹಲೋ.
ರೋಹನ್, ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ?
ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅಕ್ಕ, ಮೈಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಕ್ಕ.
ನಿನ್ನೇನು ಅದನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಲ್ಲೋ, ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆನು ಅದನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಲ್ಲೋ.
ವೇಟ್, ಮೈಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವು. ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? ಇದು ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಇಲ್ವೋ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾ ಬೇಡವಾ?
ಹೌದಾ? ನಿಂಗೆ ಮೈಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ? 2ನೇ ಸರ್ತಿ ಮೈಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ?
ಹೌದು, ಅದು ಒಂದು.
ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಮೈಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ ರೋಹನ್ ಭಾರ್ಗವಪುರಿ ಅವರು. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಮೈಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಓಕೆನಾ?
ಡನ್.
ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ
ಹಂಗಾದ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮೈಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್? ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಇರೋದು ನಾವಿಬ್ರು.
ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ನ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಏನು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗಳ ಶಕ್ತಿ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಏನು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು 1 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅವ್ರೇನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು?
ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಶಕ್ತಿ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾರು? ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ಬೇಕು.
2 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು?
ಯಾಕೆ ಸೇರಿದೀವಿ? ಲಿಟ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್.
ಸೂಪರ್, ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್. ನಾನು 3 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು?
ಯಾವ ಎಡಿಷನ್ಗೆ ಸೇರಿದೀವಿ? 2025 ಅನ್ಬೇಕು.
ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್, ಸೂಪರ್. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ತಯಾರಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಓಕೆ, ಅದು ಒಂದು ನೋಡ್ಬಿಡೋಣ ಹಂಗಾದ್ರೆ.
ಸರಿ, ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಡೋಣ. 1 2 3 1 2 3 ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೇಳೋಣ. ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಲಿಟ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್ 2025. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದಂತಹ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರನ್ನು ನಾನು ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ವೇದಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಅಲಂಕರಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿ.
I request all the guests to come on stage. Dais. I request Shri Priya and Urvi, Yuvaka Sangha volunteer, to escort them on the dais.
ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಜಾವಾಣಿಯ ಸಂಪಾದಕರಾದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರವೀಂದ್ರ ಭಟ್ ಅವರು, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಪ್ರಖ್ಯಾತ ನಟ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರಾದಂಥ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಬೆಳ್ವಾಡಿ ಸರ್ ಅವರು, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಶ್ರೀ ಅಪೂರ್ವ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಮಿಶ್ರಾ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಯುವಕ ಸಂಘದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದಂಥ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಟಿ ವಿ ರಾಜು ಸರ್ ಅವರು, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಸಂದೀಪ್ ನಾಯರ್ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಬರಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ನಾನು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಲಿಟ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್ 2025 ಇನ್ ಕೊಲಾಬ್ರೇಷನ್ ವಿತ್ ಡೆಕ್ಕನ್ ಹೆರಾಲ್ಡ್, ಚಾಣಕ್ಯ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ, ಪ್ರಜಾವಾಣಿ, ಸಪ್ನಾ ಬುಕ್ ಹೌಸ್, ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಬುಕ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ .India, ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಫ್ರೀ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್, ಯುವಕ ಸಂಘ, ಇವರೆಲ್ಲರ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರಿಗೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಾಹಿತಿಗಳಿಗೆ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಪ್ರೇಮಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ.
Very warm welcome to all the students, teachers, audience, our esteemed dignitaries and dear participants. Welcome to Student Lit Fest 2025 once again. So before starting this magnetic literary day, I would like to call upon our free space volunteer Shri Pradyumna to give an introductory note about Student Lit Fest 2025.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
Over to Pradyumna.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ. ಕನ್ನಡ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಒಬ್ಬ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ನಟಿಯಾದಂಥ, ನಟನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಣೀತರಾದಂಥ ಪ್ರಣೀತಾ ಸುಭಾಷ್ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂದೊಮ್ಮೆ ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳಿ ಮೂಲಕ ಅವರನ್ನು ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ವೆರಿ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಟು ಯು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
Esteemed guests, distinguished speakers, brilliant participants, and most importantly, the vibrant student community that is the heart of this festival, welcome to the second edition of the Student Lit Fest. Last year, when we set out to create this festival, we had one simple yet bold vision: to build India's first literary festival dedicated entirely to students. A space where young voices take center stage, where creativity is not just celebrated, but actively nurtured. And today, I stand before you. I'm proud to say that this vision is no longer just an idea, it is now a movement. Literature festivals happen all over the country, but how many of them are truly built for students, by students? This festival is different because it isn't just about established authors, renowned speakers, or listening to intellectual discussions from the sidelines. It is about you. It is about students who are writing their first stories, debating bold ideas, exploring the power of words, and learning whatever is needed to shape the future of literature itself. This is your space. Last year, we witnessed the magic of what happens when young minds come together to celebrate storytelling. We had around 600 registrations, participation from 48 colleges, over 40 distinguished guests, and over 18 hours of enriching sessions, activities, and competitions. This overwhelming response made one thing very clear to us: students wanted this, and so we are excited to be back. This festival aims to be a foundation for something much larger. We are building a community of young writers, thinkers, and creators, a space where students are not just attendees but active contributors. And none of this would be possible without the incredible team of student volunteers who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to bring this vision to life. They have spent weeks planning, coordinating, and ensuring that every detail falls into place. To them, I say thank you. This festival exists because of your passion and dedication. To the students in the audience, this is your festival too. If you love literature, if you believe in the power of stories, if you want to be part of something bigger, consider this your invitation to volunteer in future editions. Some might ask, why literature? Why a festival about words in an age of algorithms, reels, shorts, and artificial intelligence? Because literature is not just about books, it is about ideas. It's about questioning, understanding, and reshaping the world around us. Stories shape societies. And in a world that is constantly changing, literature remains one of the most powerful tools we have to make sense of it all. That is why we are here today. And what a festival we have in store. Over the next 2 days, you will witness a power-packed lineup of masterclasses, panels, and competitions. You will learn from some of the best minds in the industry, engage in thought-provoking discussions, and sharpen your skills through hands-on experiences. From masterclasses on living with AI, the craft of graphic storytelling, the art of avadhana, and even the nuances of calligraphy, theater, podcasting, there is something here for everyone. Whether you're a writer, a reader, a thinker, or simply someone who loves a good story. So my advice to you guys, immerse yourself, ask questions, explore new topics, challenge yourself. This festival is yours to explore, and every conversation, every competition, every session is an opportunity to grow. Last year, I ended my speech by saying, at the very end, we all are just stories. And I will always believe that. Today, I'll just add this. Stories don't just happen, they are written, they are created, they are fought for. So go out there, make this festival your own, write your story. And with that, I welcome you all to the Student Lit Fest 2025.
Thank you, Pradyumna, for such an invigorating introduction.
ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚುವ ಮೂಲಕ ಇಡೀ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಬೆಳಗುವ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರಿಗೂ ನಾನು ವಿನಂತಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲಿರುವಂಥ ದೀಪವನ್ನು ಬೆಳಗಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಪುಷ್ಪಾರ್ಪಣೆ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ.
शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपो हरतु मे पापं सन्ध्यादीपनमोऽस्तुते ओ दीपब्रह्मरूपस्त्वं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः ओ दीपब्रह्मरूपस्त्वं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः आरोग्यं देहि पुत्रांश्च मतिं स्वच्छां हि मे सदा रवेरस्तं समारभ्य उदयो भवेत् रवेरस्तं समारभ्य यावत् सूर्योदयो भवेत् यस्य दृष्टिः गृहे दीपः तस्य नास्ति दरिद्रता शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं
Thanks to all the guests and dignitaries on the dais. May Ma Saraswati guide us the path to ultimate light. Now, I would like to call on our Yuvaka Sangha volunteer, Sahitya R. Bhagwat, to pray and invigorate the blessings of Almighty. Over to Sahitya Bhagwat.
ಶರಣು ಸಿದ್ಧಿ ವಿನಾಯಕ ಶರಣು ವಿದ್ಯಾ ಪ್ರದಾಯಕ ಶರಣು ಸಿದ್ಧಿ ವಿನಾಯಕ ಶರಣು ವಿದ್ಯಾ ಪ್ರದಾಯಕ ಶರಣು ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ತನಯ ಮೂರುತಿ ಶರಣು ಮೂಷಿಕ ವಾಹನ ಶರಣು ಸಿದ್ಧಿ ವಿನಾಯಕ ಶರಣು ವಿದ್ಯಾ ಪ್ರದಾಯಕ ಶರಣು ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ತನಯ ಮೂರುತಿ ಶರಣು ಮೂಷಿಕ ವಾಹನ ಶರಣು ಶರಣು ನಿಟಿಲ ನೇತ್ರನೆ ದೇವಿ ಸುತನೆ ನಾಗಭೂಷಣ ಪ್ರಿಯನೆ ನಿಟಿಲ ನೇತ್ರನೆ ದೇವಿ ಸುತನೆ ನಾಗಭೂಷಣ ಪ್ರಿಯನೆ ತಟಿಲತಾಂಕಿಟ ಕೋಮಲಾಂಗನೆ ಕರ್ಣಕುಂಡಲ ಧಾರನೆ ತಟಿಲತಾಂಕಿಟ ಕೋಮಲಾಂಗನೆ ಕರ್ಣಕುಂಡಲ ಧಾರನೆ ಶರಣು ಶರಣು ಬಟ್ಟ ಮುತ್ತಿನ ಹಾರ ಪದಕನೆ ಬಾಹುಹಸ್ತ ಚತುಷ್ಟನೆ ಬಟ್ಟ ಮುತ್ತಿನ ಹಾರ ಪದಕನೆ ಬಾಹುಹಸ್ತ ಚತುಷ್ಟನೆ ಉಟ್ಟ ತೊಡುಗೆಯ ಹೇಮ ಕಂಕಣ ಪಾಶಂಕುಶ ಧಾರಣೆ ಶರಣು ಶರಣು ಕುಕ್ಷಿ ಮಹಾಲಂಬೋದರನೆ ಇಕ್ಷುಜಾಪನ ಗೆಳಿದನೆ ಕುಕ್ಷಿ ಮಹಾಲಂಬೋದರನೆ ಇಕ್ಷುಜಾಪನ ಗೆಳಿದನೆ ಪಕ್ಷಿವಾಹನ ಶ್ರೀ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ನಿಜ ದಾಸನೆ ಪಕ್ಷಿವಾಹನ ಶ್ರೀ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ನಿಜ ದಾಸನೆ ಶರಣು ಸಿದ್ಧಿ ವಿನಾಯಕ ಶರಣು ವಿದ್ಯಾ ಪ್ರದಾಯಕ ಶರಣು ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ತನಯ ಮೂರುತಿ ಶರಣು ಮೂಷಿಕ ವಾಹನ ಶರಣು 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 ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲೇ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ, ಕಂಠದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಸ್ವತಿ. ತುಂಬ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನಾ ಗೀತೆಯನ್ನು ಹಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯಾಳಿಗೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಭಾಷಣೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಶ್ರೀಪ್ರಿಯಾ ಅವರು. ಅವರಿಗೆ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದು ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಭಾಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ವಿನಂತಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು.
Good morning, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to Student Lit Fest 2nd edition 2025. This is a celebration of words, stories, and creativity, a gathering where literature meets passion and ideas find their wings. We are truly honored to have us with today distinguished lineup of guests whose contributions have enriched the world of literature, art, and theatre. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Shri Prakash Belwadi, sir. Prakash Belwadi, a multi-talented personality who has made significant contributions to the world of theatre, cinema, and media. He is an Indian theatre artist, film director, television and media personality, teacher, and many more. Belwadi was born into a family of theatre artists. His father, Belwadi Nanjundaya Narayan, popularly known as Makeup Nani, was an eminent personality in Kannada theatre who has also appeared in films and worked with makeup artists. His mother, Bhargavi Narayan, was also a renowned film theatre artist. He completed his elementary education from Mahila Seva Samaja and higher school education from National High School, following which he completed his pre-university course at University Vishwesvaraya College of Engineering in 1983. Belwadi's debut film Stumble, which was written and directed by him, won National Award for Best Film in English Language in 2003. He was conferred with Pratibha Bhushan in 2003 by Government of Karnataka for his contribution to culture. He is the recipient of many other awards such as Karnataka Nataka Academy Award, Pride of Karnataka Award by Bangalore Roundtable, the Helpama Award for Best Actor Male in Play, Counting and Cracking. He has also taken part in many seminars and he is also a motivational speaker at TEDx. He has also been mentor with us and founding team of BISF, that is Bengaluru International Short Film Festival, since 2010. Welcome you, sir. I request Urvi, one of our dedicated volunteers, to present the token of gratitude to sir. Please give him a round of applause. Thank you, Urvi. With us, we also have Shri Ravindra Bhatt, Executive Editor, Prajavani. A veteran journalist with an illustrious career, Mr. Bhatt has been an integral part of Kannada media landscape. Hailing from Siddhapura, Karnataka, he holds postgraduate degree in mass communication and journalism from Karnataka University, Dharwad. His journey in journalism began as sub-editor with Samyukta Karnataka in 1990, followed by his role as sub-editor in Udayavani. In 1995, he joined Prajavani, where he contributed extensively in various roles from sub-editor to district correspondent, staff correspondent, and news bureau chief in Mysore. Today, he serves as executive editor of Prajavani. Apart from his stellar journalism career, Sir has also authored 10 insightful books on culture and social issues, reflecting his deep understanding and commitment to Kannada literature and society. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Ravindra Bhatt, sir. I request Archan, volunteer Yoga Sangha, to present token of gratitude. Thank you, sir, for coming with. Now, we have Shri Apu Kumar Mishra. Apu Kumar Mishra is presently serving in the Government of India as a consultant in Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council. From February-June 2022, he was a Policy Leader Fellow at European University Institute of Florence, Italy. He previously worked as Senior Research Fellow at Indian Foundation, a premier think tank in India, where he led initiatives relating to Indian foreign policy. He was also an adjacent faculty at Law Ashoka University and taught courses on law at several universities, including Gandhinagar National Law University and Plaksha University. He is the editor-in-chief of Indian Law Journal. Apu sir is a founding member of Robin Hood Army, a voluntary organization of young professionals and students that work to get surplus food from restaurants to less fortunate people in 350 plus cities. Please give him a round of applause. He is also the founder of Anubhav Lecture Series at University of Chicago, India Center. ALS is an initiative of Harris School of Public Policy, University of Chicago, to train grassroots leaders of social enterprises and civil society organizations in India. Apu has earlier worked at Indian Associate Office of Albright Stonebridge Group, a Washington-based strategic advisory firm and corporate law firm, Amarchand and Mangaldas. Thank you, sir, for taking your time out and coming and joining us today. We are grateful for your presence. I request our student volunteer, Indu, to present the token of gratitude. Thank you, Indu. Today with us, we also have Srimati Pranita Subhash, an exceptionally talented and accomplished actor. Pranita Subhash is a prominent name in Indian cinema. Pranita has carved a niche for herself with her captivating screen presence, versatile performances, and dedication to her craft. Born and raised in Bengaluru, Pranita made her acting debut in Kannada film Porky, which set the stage for her thriving career in film industry. Over the years, she has delivered memorable performances in several successful films across Kannada, Telugu, and Tamil industries. In addition to her acting career, Pranita is a passionate entrepreneur and a dedicated philanthropist. Under her leadership, Pranita Foundation has organized numerous medical camps, and in 2018, Israel's Ministry of Foreign Affairs invited her to be the part of Youth South India leader delegation to visit the country, and in 1819, Election Commission of India appointed her as ambassador of Karnataka State Assembly elections and Lok Sabha elections. Please give her a round of applause. She actively also supports various social causes, including education, healthcare, and rural development. Through her charitable initiatives, she continues to inspire positive change, demonstrating that her influence goes far beyond silver screens. We are deeply honored to have her join us today. Please join me in giving a warm welcome and heartfelt welcome to Pranita Subhash. I request Kritika to please give the token of gratitude. We welcome you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. Next with us, we have Shri Sandeep Nair, sir. Dr. Nair currently serves the Dean of School of Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences at Chanakya University, where he also holds the position of Professor of Economics in the Social School of Management Sciences. A distinguished academician, Dr. Nair holds a PhD in Management from Rani Channamma University, Belagavi, and has over 28 years of teaching experience spanning undergraduate to doctoral levels. With expertise in economics, communication, international business, and culture, he has made significant contributions to both academic and social spheres. Prior to his role at Chanakya University, Dr. Nair was a founding member of the Jain Group of Institutions in Belagavi, where he served as the Principal and Dean Academics at Jain College, Belagavi. In addition to his academic endeavors, Dr. Nair has represented India as a cultural ambassador for Rotary International in Germany and has actively contributed to corporate training and faculty development program across various organizations and institutions. With his rich experience and multifaceted expertise, Dr. Nair continues to inspire students, educators, and professionals alike. We welcome you, sir. I request our youngest volunteer, Rashvi, to present the token of gratitude. Moving on, along with us today, we have our own Dr. T.V. Raju sir, a guiding light and mentor and president of Yoga Sangha. Dr. T.V. Raju sir is an academician with 46 years of teaching experience in the areas related to business management, finance, and testing skills. He's currently the vice president. He's also at Rashtriya Shikshana Seva Samiti Trust, RV Educational Institutions. He served as the director of RV Institute of Management, Bangalore. He is recognized research guide for students pursuing postgraduate, pre-doctoral, and doctoral programs in commerce and management at various universities. He has successfully guided more than 25 PhD scholars. Dr. Raju sir has authored many books on business studies, accounts, and management. He has presented and published more than 60 papers both in India and abroad. He has widely traveled and presented papers in the areas of management at foreign universities. He has chaired technical sessions at national and international conferences and seminars. He has delivered several lectures on management concepts and teachers' role in Indian system of education. Sir has been appointed by the government of Karnataka as a special representative of Syndicate and Bangalore University. He has been honored with various awards, including 7 Cultural Association in Bangalore for educational and social service rendered by him, with the titles Shikshana Ratna, Gurukula Tilaka, Jyotirvidya Poshaka, Hiriya Sahakar, Eminent Educationalist, and is the recipient of Kempe Gowda Award and several other awards. We are always grateful to have your presence and motivation, sir. We welcome you to the event. I request our volunteer Sannidhi to present the token of gratitude to sir. Thank you, Sannidhi. Adding to this rich ensemble, we are excited to welcome Pradyumna A.K., member of the organizing team, Student Lit Fest. He is a writer and an amateur filmmaker with an indiscriminate love for books, films, travel, and all the things stimulating to intellect. Having indulged in many kinds of writing over years, he is our guide as well. Warm welcome to you as well. Finally, to all our esteemed delegates, media and press, participants, and enthusiastic audience, we extend our heartfelt welcome. Your presence adds lives to this fest, and we are grateful you could join us on this special occasion. Let's embark on a memorable journey of stories, heartfelt conversation, and knowledge, obviously. Here's to a fantastic Lit Fest 2025. Thank you, everyone.
ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಕೋರಿದ ಶ್ರೀಪ್ರಿಯ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದ. Moving forward, I now call upon Professor Sandeep Nair, Dean, School of Arts, Humanities, Social Science, Chanakya University, to present his inaugural note to our students.
Thank you. Very generous introduction. Namaskaram to all. Very happy to be here. I am in the midst of some great people of letters and action. Truly honored to be here. I'll not take much time. We are here to listen to you. Student Lit Fest, 3 important words. Student, everybody is a seeker. Literature is life, and festivity is a celebration. Every day in India is a celebration. Somebody sent a message in the morning that today is International Happiness Day. Every day should be happiness, and every moment should be happy. Let me take a little time to tell you how I find myself here. We commenced all event, and especially even this event, by lighting of the lamp. There's a very beautiful couplet by Harivansh Rai Bachchan which says that when nobody has stopped you from lighting a lamp, why do you blame the darkness that remains with me after 20 years? So that is a symbol of what we intend to do. I am here talking about the power of word. If humans have been able to create anything, that's only words. Words are a reflection of thought. Words make us immortal. I am a part of Chanakya University. 2,400 years ago, a book was written, later it was reviewed, and it's Arthashastra. Can you imagine 2,400 years, our literature survives. It guides, it inspires even today. Look at the importance of words. So every literature is an act of conversation across generation. But you're youngsters. You have developed a new language, a new culture, a new lingo. I was just expressing that. We need to learn from that. But please understand, apart from the various reasons why literature is important, why reading is important, I understand reading is important because it develops the most important value of empathy. Let me explain. We all start with Namaste. How does Namaste come in? One of the interpretation, Namaste means Na Mama Aste. It's not me, it's you. Please understand, Indian culture plays a lot of importance to the essence of empathy, compassion. When you read, you understand the other perspective. You understand what is an author trying to say and why are they trying to say. We have to absorb, understand, and take in what's important. Your youngsters, reading is coming down because of various reasons and technology. These days there are technology which will speak to you about a book. We request you to read, because reading is a conversation. It's an interactive process. But how do you read? Let me share a small input, because always read. What's more important is understanding than reading. Then what's understanding? In the morning we are having a conversation. Would machines ever beat humans? Maybe, may not be, I'm not sure, but one reason which makes us, machines' intelligence would always be artificial and ours will be natural, because machines think but we understand. And what is understanding? Understanding is placing yourself in some discomfort to use the power of discretion. Let me explain. When you read a book, please understand it's important to go into it and internalize what it means. Please remember there are 4 words. Reviewing a book. There are extraordinary scholars here. I'll not take much time. You should listen to them, because they speak out of their own experience of living what they have read. Now, there's something called as preview. When you read a book, understand why that book was written. Every book has a story behind that. Every author is trying to say. So please understand why a certain book is written, what's the rationale behind something coming in words. Then in view, the moral of the story. After you read every book, understand what is that you take in. Words, letters have transformed the world. So therefore, understand the in view. What is that you want to take from it? At the same time, then you have something called as review. Review that book in your scheme of thoughts. Would you take it in? Would you place it by the side? Would you internalize it? Would you act upon it? That's a review part of it. And overview. Place that literature in the scheme of all similar literature which has come in. You have genres, you understand? So therefore, please read and understand. And the easy way of understanding is always try to review what you read. A quote, a thought, a word, a chapter, everything makes a difference. Please look at books as live texts, live references. So whenever you understand, read something, go back to an author and read it. And always try to get in the essence of it in terms of the in view, the essence of it, the overview, what are the literature in the genre, and preview, why it was written, and then a review of it. How good was it to you? I wish the organizers of this LitFest the very best, because they've been doing some wonderful thing, and I think it's time that we listen to you, because listening is learning. In the morning somebody was making about a generation gap. I don't know about the generation gap. Is it communication gap? Is it value gap? I don't know. But the one way of bridging it is, I think we should be listening to you, the youngsters. There's a topic called Generation Z. We should be listening to you. And I think the way we are trying to bridge that generation gap is to try to explain, because all of you want rationality, reason. I think if we, people like us, would try to explain why we do believe, say something, and if we explain it to you, I think the generation gap would be bridged. For that we need to listen to you. Thank you very much. Good day.
ಒಬ್ಬ ಯುವತಿಯಾಗಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದರೆ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಹೆಣ್ಣಿನ ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದರೆ, ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಸಿನಿಮಾ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಾಗ, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವಿಮೆನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೆನ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರಿಲೇಟ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಸಿನಿಮಾ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಾಗ ನಾಯಕಿ ನಟಿಯ ಕೇವಲ ಒಂದು ಸೌಂದರ್ಯ ಅಥವಾ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ನಟನೆಯನ್ನು ನೋಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರ ವಿಚಾರಧಾರೆ, ಅವರು ಸಿನಿಮಾಯಿಂದ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅವರು ಹೇಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ತುಂಬ ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಅವರ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟತೆಯನ್ನು, ಅವರ ಎಲಿಗೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ದಿವ್ಯತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ವಿ ರೆಸನೇಟ್ ಮೋರ್ ವಿತ್ ದೆಮ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕೆಲವು ಕಲಾವಿದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬರಾದಂಥ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ರಂಗದಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರುವಂಥ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಪ್ರಣೀತಾ ಸುಭಾಷ್ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮೊಟ್ಟಿಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ತುಂಬ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಅಭಿಮಾನಿಯಾಗಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಉದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಗಿವ್ ಅರ್ ಬಿಗ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಪ್ಲಾಸ್.
Thank you for the lovely words. ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಗಣ್ಯರಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ಹಾಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಸಂಭ್ರಮ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಲಿಟ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್ 2025ಗೆ ಬಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ತುಂಬ ದಿವಸ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಒಂದು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಗೆ ಬಂದಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಭಾರತ್ ಮಾತಾ ಕಿ ಜೈ ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಕೂಗೋಣ. ಭಾರತ್ ಮಾತಾ ಕಿ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಜೋರಾಗಿ, ಭಾರತ್ ಮಾತಾ ಕಿ, ಭಾರತ್ ಮಾತಾ ಕಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಹೊಸ ಭಾರತ, ನ್ಯೂ ಇಂಡಿಯಾನ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕಳೆದ 10 ವರ್ಷಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬಿನ್ ಅ ವಿಟ್ನೆಸ್ ಟು ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್. ಒಂದು ಡಿಜಿಟಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಡಿಜಿಟಲೈಸೇಷನಿಂದ ಜಾಬ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ, DBTs ಆಗಲಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಬಟನಲ್ಲಿ ಫುಡ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಬಟನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಬ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅಂದರೆ ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ತುಂಬ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ವಿಷಯ ಅಂತ ನಂಗೆ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅಯೋಧ್ಯೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಮ ಮಂದಿರದ ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಆಗಲಿ, ಯೂನಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಸಿವಿಲ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಬರೋದಾಗಲಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಟ್ರಿಪಲ್ ತಲಾಕ್ ರದ್ದಾಗೋದಾಗಲಿ, ಇಂಥ ತುಂಬ ತುಂಬ ಮೈಲ್ ಸ್ಟೋನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇವಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಅನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಎಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಡ್ರೀಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಒಂದು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಒಂದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಥಾಟ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಲೈನ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಯು, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ ಡ್ರೀಮ್ ಬಿಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಚೀವ್ ಇಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ನನಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಆದರೂ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ನಂಗೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತೀಯರು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿನ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮಲ್ಲಿ ಟಾಪ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ನ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಕರಿಯರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ನಂಗೆ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಅದೊಂದು ಬೇಸರ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗೋ ಮಗಳೇ, ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಆಗೋ ಮಗನೇ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸು. ಬಟ್ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಕರಿಯರ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರೇಂಜ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಒಂದು ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಥರ ಒಂದು whether it's literature, I think there are multiple ways in which the students can help with public policy and politics of the nation to help in progress of the nation. ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಹವಾಯಿ ಚಪ್ಪಲ್ ಸೆ ಹವಾಯಿ ಜಹಾಜ್, ಒಬ್ಬ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಗೂ ಒಂದು 2 ಟೈರ್ ಸಿಟಿಯಿಂದ ಟೈರ್ 1 ಸಿಟಿಗೆ ಫ್ಲೈಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋ ಅಂಥ ಉಡಾನ್ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ತಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಂತಹ ಒಳ್ಳೆ so many opportunities, so many platforms, so many schemes to help everyone become equal, and I think all of you should make use of it. I just want to urge all of you to give it a thought, that if any of you are interested in a political career, please do take it up. Please do become that rebel and come into this field and see how you can make that change. And ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಸಂಭ್ರಮ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಲಿಟ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ just want to wish all of you all the very best, and may the best win. Thank you.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ತುಂಬ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿಕ್ ಅಡ್ವೈಸರಿ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಶ್ರೀ ಅಪೂರ್ವ ಮಿಶ್ರಾ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮೊಟ್ಟಿಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ನ ಉದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಟು ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Thank you, Yuvak Sangha and my friend Mahesh for the kind invitation. In the 5 to 6 minutes that I have with you, I want to talk to you about why it is important to read and write. Every human being, no matter what your social station in life is struggling with a fundamental question. And that question is, how do we live happily in a world that we don't understand? How do we cope with all of the limitations that life places upon us? And how do we find meaning in a world where fundamentally none exists? To answer these questions, we need wisdom. Some of the wisdom we get from our own experience, but our life would be very difficult and painful if everything worth learning had to be learned from our own experience. And so we often lean upon the experience of other people. How do we lean upon the experience of other people to answer these questions? We lean upon the experience of other people by traveling. Travel expands our mind. We talk to other people, we talk to wise men and women, we learn from their own life experiences. But for me, the one that I prefer the most is to read. As Professor Nair said, when you read, you don't just access the knowledge of living people, you access the collective wisdom of everyone who's spent time on this planet and who's gone through the same experiences that you and I are going through. And also, when you have a book, you are never alone. I find reading of the 3 or 4 ways of relying upon the wisdom of other people the most effective, cheapest, and the one that I find most beneficial in terms of getting the wisdom to answer these big questions that we struggle with. By the way, even Yuvak Sangha, as some of you would know, started out as a reading club, which was inaugurated by Mahatma Gandhi in 1927. And then eventually it became this wonderful institution where we are all today. So reading is for me one of the most important and useful ways of learning from the wisdom of other people to answer the big questions of life. I say this from personal experience because I'm a trained corporate lawyer, and I became a very different and a better human being at the end of a liberal arts fellowship that I did, right? Where for the first time as a lawyer, I was exposed to great works of literature. There was a course on art appreciation, there was a course on mathematical philosophy, there was a course on Western philosophy, Indian philosophy, and as a lawyer, I had never imagined I would be getting an opportunity to study these courses, because most of our education systems focuses on specialization. But that is only one half of what it means to have a well-rounded education. A well-rounded education should be like the letter T. There must be some things that you are better than most people, but you must also have broad understanding of a lot of different subjects. And if your education is in the nature of the letter T, you become a very, very well-rounded human being. You are equipped to deal with all of the challenges that life throws before you. I then want to talk to you about why to write. Right? Of course, the simplest advantage, the most obvious advantage of writing is that you can mention it in your CV. It opens up opportunities to you, but that should not be a good enough reason. Writing also makes you a better thinker. Right? If you want to learn a subject, one way is to listen to other people talk about it, but that only gives you superficial knowledge. A better way is to read about the subject, and yes, you learn better when you read about a subject. Even better is to write about it. When you write something, your understanding about a topic is much deeper than any of the other 2 things I've spoken about. But if you truly want to understand a subject, you must teach it. It is only when you teach something to other people that you really understand what the subject is all about. So you must write because it makes you a better thinker. But again, that is not a good enough reason. Right? You must write because we all have stories inside us. We are a storytelling species. Right from the dawn of civilization, we have shared our stories with each other, and those stories which have had meaning for us have been passed down through generations, which have now become part of our civilizational heritage. And even the most ordinary of lives, the most unremarkable of lives, has such beauty, has such beautiful stories that it is worth sharing with the world, and the world will be a much better place if those stories are well known, and you know about those stories once you write. Since this is a literature fest, I want to read an extract from one of my favorite authors, George Eliot, one of the great female writers of the modern epoch, who describes her character Dorothea in one of her great books called Middlemarch. And I want to read this extract because it makes a point about how even the most unremarkable lives have such great stories inside them. So she's describing the character of Dorothea, who's the protagonist in her novel, Middlemarch. And I want to read this extract. It says as follows: "Her full nature, like that river of which Cyrus broke the strength, spent itself in channels which had no great name on the earth. But the effect of her being on those around her was incalculably diffusive. For the growing good of the world is partly dependent on unhistoric acts. And that the things are not so ill with you and me as they might have been, is half owing to the number who lived faithfully a hidden life and rest in unvisited tombs." Right? So even an ordinary life has such richness that it is worth sharing stories. So I would strongly encourage all of you to write and share your story with all of us. We'll all be richer with having known your experience. I want to pivot. I want to take about 2 minutes to talk about why it is important to write, not just for your own welfare, but also for the longer civilizational battle and the long-term well-being of our civilization. Because you see, Sham Saran, one of our great diplomats, he wrote a book about the contrasts between the Indian and the Chinese civilization. And he says that in the Chinese civilization, there's a large premium on the written word. Whereas by contrast, in the Indian civilization, there's a lot of emphasis on the spoken word. Right? You learn and find out about wisdom through Shruti, and then you remember them as Smritis. But the issue is that in the modern epoch, if you don't write, then your story is written by other people. Right? So if you think about the epoch of colonial rule, when the Britishers ruled India, right, they ruled at the peak of their presence in the country. There were about a few thousand Britishers. And yet, they were able to rule over a country the size of India with the power of knowledge. So the secret superpower that the British had to be able to control a country of this size and diversity was what we call gazettes. Right? The British officials would go and they would document everything that they would see around them in areas that they're given the charge of. And these gazettes, which were documentation of everything that they saw where they were posted, became the basis for all of the stories that we now tell ourselves. Right? So again, at the heart of the colonial rule was their ability to write and document what they were seeing around them. And which is why even the pushback against colonialism started with the power of the pen. So a pop quiz to all of you. Which is the first newspaper of India? The first newspaper in India started in 1780. Correct. Who said that? Right. The Bengal Gazette was the first effort to push back against colonialism, and it started with the power of the pen. You look at Veer Savarkar. He spoke about changing the narrative around the 1857 revolt by calling the War of Indian Independence, and that brought about a lot of national consolidation. You look at all of our great freedom fighters, Gandhi, Tilak, they all owned newspapers and they wrote extensively. Right? So it is not just important to write for your own sake, but also for the larger civilizational battle that we are all engaging in. Right? So let me end with a quote from Rig Veda that Swami Vivekananda loved to cite and which became the motto of the Ramakrishna Mission. Why should you read and write? You should read and write because Atmano Mokshartha Jagat Hittaya Cha, for your own welfare and for the salvation of humankind. So keep reading, keep writing. That's my message to you. Thank you.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you, sir. That was really magnetic and immersive. And I hope all our students are inspired to dwell deep in the world of history and literature. Thank you, sir, once again. Next, I request Shri Ravindra Bhatt, Executive Editor, Deccan Herald and Prajavani, to present the keynote address in the gathering.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಸಂಭ್ರಮ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರೇ, ವೇದಿಕೆಯ ಮುಂಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಅತಿ ಗಣ್ಯರೇ, ಮುಂಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿರುವವರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಮೊದಲು ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆಯನ್ನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರು ನನ್ನ ನಂಬಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಸುಳ್ಳು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನನಗೊಂದು ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇತ್ತು, ಈ 2000 ನಂತರ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಕಲ್ಪನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಾದರೆ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಹುಟ್ಟೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಕಲ್ಪನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿದ್ಧರಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಅಭಿನಂದಿಸ್ತೇನೆ ನಾನು. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಸಂಭ್ರಮ, ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಗೋಷ್ಠಿ, ಉತ್ಸವಗಳಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿಬರುವ ಒಂದು ಮಾತು ಏನಂದರೆ, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಪೀಳಿಗೆ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯವನ್ನು ಓದ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯುವಕ ಸಂಘವನ್ನು ಅಭಿನಂದಿಸ್ತೇನೆ, ಅಂಥದ್ದೊಂದು ವಾತಾವರಣವನ್ನು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ. ಎರಡು 2000 ನಂತರ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ಈಗಷ್ಟೇ ಇವರು ಅಪೂರ್ವ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು, ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನಾವು ಒಬ್ಬಂಟಿ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. 2000 ನಂತರ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ ಮಕ್ಕಳೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಮತ್ತು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನಾವು ಯಾರೂ ಒಬ್ಬಂಟಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹುತೇಕ ಜನ ಮನುಷ್ಯರಿಗಿಂತ ಮೊಬೈಲನ್ನೇ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಈಗ. ಓದೋದು ಯಾಕೆ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅಂತ ನಾವು, ನನ್ನ ಹಾಗೆ ತಲೆ ಕೂದಲು ಹಣ್ಣಾದವರು, ಹೇಳದೇ ಇರುವುದರ ಪ್ರಭಾವ ಅದು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ನಾವು ಹೆಚ್ಚೆಚ್ಚು, ನಾನು ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟನ್ನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಅಮೇರಿಕನ್ ರೈಟರ್ ಒಬ್ಬ ರ್ಯಾಂಡಿ ಪ್ಯಾಶ್ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅವ್ರದ್ದೊಂದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಬುಕ್ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಬುಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಘಟನೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ರ್ಯಾಂಡಿ ಪ್ಯಾಶು 4 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ಕಾರನ್ನು ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಆ ಕಾರನ್ನು ಅವನ ಅಕ್ಕನಿಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡೋಗಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. 4 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕಾರು. ಅಕ್ಕನಿಗೆ 2 ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಕ್ಕಳು. ಆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಕಾರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ಒಂದು ರೌಂಡ್ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಮಾವನ ಹತ್ರ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ರೌಂಡ್ ಹೋಗೋಣ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಬಂದು ಕಾರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಗ ಅಕ್ಕ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಮಾವ 4 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕಾರ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ನೀವೇನು ಗಲೀಜು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಶಿಸ್ತಾಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಉಪದೇಶ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಕೂತ್ಕೋತಾರೆ. ಇವನು ಡ್ರೈವರ್ ಸೀಟಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಮಾಡುವ ಮೊದಲ ಕೆಲಸ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಒಂದು ಕೋಕ್ ಬಾಟ್ಲಿ ತೆಗೆದು ಇಡೀ ಕಾರನ್ನು ಗಲೀಜು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಗಲೀಜು ಮಾಡಿ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ವಾಕ್ಯ ಬರೀತಾನೆ, ಇದು 4 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕಾರಾದರೂ ಈ ಕಾರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮನಸ್ಸಿಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಹೃದಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನನ್ನ ಗಮನ ಇರಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ನನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಮತ್ತು ಹೃದಯ ಇರುವಂಥ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಮತ್ತು ಹೃದಯ ಇಲ್ಲದ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗಮನಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ, ಅಪ್ಪರು ಅವರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು, ನೀವು ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಓದ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರು ಓದ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಯಾರ್ಯಾರ ಹತ್ರ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಬರೀತಾರೆ, ಬರಹಗಾರರೇ. ಬರೆಯೋದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಜನ ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀತೀರಲ್ವ? ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀತೀರಿ. ಅಪ್ಪರು ಅವರು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಾತನ್ನು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು, ಇಂಡಿಯಾದ ಮೊದಲ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಯಾರೋ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು ಉತ್ತರವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟರು. ನನಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, 1780ರಲ್ಲಿ ಜನವರಿ 30ರಂದು ಆರಂಭವಾದ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ ಗೆಜೆಟ್ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಯ ಬೆಲೆ ಆಗ ₹1. ಆಗ 250 ವರ್ಷದ ಹಿಂದೆ ₹1 ಇತ್ತು. ನಾವು ಇನ್ನೂ ₹5 ದಾಟಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಾ ₹5 ದಾಟಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ. ಹಾಗಿದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಸಂಭ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ಗಳು ಇದ್ದಾವೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ ನಾನು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಲ್ಪನೆಯ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬದುಕು ಸುಂದರ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನುವ ಮಾತಿನೊಂದಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅಭಿನಂದಿಸಿ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ತುಂಬ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್. ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಲೋಕಾರ್ಪಣೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಆಗಲಿದೆ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ 4 ರಿಯಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಟುಡೇ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್, ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಯೂಫನಿ, ಲೇಖಕಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಆನಿಕಾ ಗಜೇಂದ್ರಗಢ್ ಅವರು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. She has just finished 12th standard and she has written the book Euphony, and she has been writing since she was 9 years old. She has published 35 stories all over a lot of anthologies, and congratulations to her first of all. Please do come up on stage. I request all the dignitaries on stage to please launch the book Euphony. So this book is also available in our Lit Fest today. She has bookmarks as well, really interesting bookmarks. You can all scan the QR codes over the bookmarks and you can buy her books. ಯೂಫನಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಲೋಕಾರ್ಪಣೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಲೇಖಕಿ ಆನಿಕಾ ಗಜೇಂದ್ರಗಢ್. ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರು ಕೂಡ ಒಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಈ ಪುಸ್ತಕವನ್ನು ಲೋಕಾರ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಮೂಲಕ ಆನಿಕಾ ಗಜೇಂದ್ರಗಢ್ ಇವಳಿಗೆ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸೋಣ. ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಮೂಲಕ ಕುಮಾರಿ ಆನಿಕಾ ಗಜೇಂದ್ರಗಢ್ ಇವಳಿಗೆ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸೋಣ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಆನಿಕಾ. ಮುಂದಿನ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಲತೆಯ ರೋಹಣ, ಲೇಖಕ ರೋಹನ್. ಇವರು ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಗ, ಶಾಲೆಯ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ರೋಹಣ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಬರೆದಿದ್ರು. ಈಗ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಟೈಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಲತೆಯ ರೋಹಣ ಅಂತ. we will all relate to this book so much because Rohan has written on a different spectrum in this book about how our journey is going to be like a climber, and we are going to experience different thoughts through our journey. It might be blossoming, it might be different kinds of thoughts, our mindsets are going to be different. So I request Rohan Bhargava Puri to come up on stage. ಪುಸ್ತಕದ ಹೆಸರು ಲತೆಯ ರೋಹಣ, ಲೇಖಕರ ಹೆಸರು ರೋಹನ್ ಭಾರ್ಗವಪುರಿ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ಈ ಪುಸ್ತಕವನ್ನು ಲೋಕಾರ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿ. ಒಂದು ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಮೂಲಕ ರೋಹನ್ ಭಾರ್ಗವಪುರಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸೋಣ. ಇವರು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕವನ್ನು ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಅಂದರೆ ಓದುಗರಿಗೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿರೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದಿ ರೀಡರ್ಸ್. So because of you is again when he was traveling throughout the country, all across the country, he has written different things throughout what he has experienced, and all of his thoughts are coming from different perspectives altogether. So it's going to be very interesting to all the students present here. Please do interact with all these writers after this inaugural program. The next book is going to be This Book Has Poetry in It. The name of the book is This Book Has Poetry in It. How simple is that for a reader to actually get involved in this book? ಯಾಕೆಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಈಗಿನ ಕಾಲದ ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳು, ಅವರ ಹೆಸರುಗಳು, ಅವರ ಪುಸ್ತಕದ ಒಂದು ಬುಕ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್, ಇಟ್ ಎಂಕರೇಜಸ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೇಟ್ ಕೀಪಿಂಗ್. ಈ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ನಾನು ಹೇಗೆ ಓದೋದು, ಇದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನಿದೆ, ಇದರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಏನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೋದು ಅಂತ ತುಂಬ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಟಲ್ a book can ever have is This Book Has Poetry in It, which is written by Pradyumna A.K. sir, who is on stage today. He's also a volunteer at Yuvaka Sangha. And when I was interacting with him, he told that he has been writing since his childhood, and he has written a lot of poems, and this is the first book he is launching. Congratulations, ಯುವಕ ಸಂಘದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಈ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಕೂಡ ಇವತ್ತು ಲೋಕಾರ್ಪಣೆ ಆಗಲಿದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರಿಗೂ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು, ಹಾಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಲೇಖಕರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಪ್ರಖ್ಯಾತ ನಟ ಹಾಗೂ ಹಿರಿಯ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರಾದಂತಹ ಶ್ರೀ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಬೆಳ್ವಾಡಿ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಬಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳನ್ನು ಉದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್, ಐ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಟು ಕಮ್ ಅಪ್ ಆನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸಮಷ್ಟಿಯವರೇ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇವರು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ನಾಯರ್ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದರು, ವೆನ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಅ ಲ್ಯಾಂಪ್ ವೈ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಾರ್ಕ್ನೆಸ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಇದೆ ಓದೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ನನಗೇನು ಓದಿಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೇನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಥರ ಒಂದಿದೆ. ನನಗೆ ಇವರು ರವೀಂದ್ರ ಭಟ್ ಅವರು ರ್ಯಾಂಡಿ ಪೌಸ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದು ನನಗೊಂದು ನೆನಪಾಯಿತು. ಈ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ನಮಗೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ ವಿಕ್ಟಿಮ್ಹುಡ್. ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಂದರೆ ಕರುಣೆ, ದಯ, ಈ ಥರದ್ದೇನಾದ್ರು ಭಾವನೆ ಹುಟ್ಬೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹೊರತು, ವಿ ಲಿವ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಇರಾ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪೀಟಿಂಗ್ ವಿಕ್ಟಿಮ್ಹುಡ್ಸ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ, ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್ ವಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಕ್ಲೇಮ್ ದಟ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ವಿಕ್ಟಿಮ್ಸ್. ನಮಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅನ್ಯಾಯ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಥರದ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಭಾವನೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅವರು ರ್ಯಾಂಡಿ ಪೌಸ್ಟ್ ಅದೇ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಭಾಳ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರೋದು ಒಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಕಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಆಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಆ ಮೆಟಫರ್ನ ಅವ್ರು ಬಳಸ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ನ ಡೀಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಒಂದು ಸೆಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಏನೋ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಅದು ವಿಧಿ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಏನೋ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಆಡ್ಬೋದು, ಏನೋ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ. ಆದರೆ ಕೆಲವ್ರಿಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಕೆಲವ್ರಿಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರಲ್ಲ. ದ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ಈಸ್ ಟು ವಾಟ್ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ವಿತ್ ಇಟ್. ಅವನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಈಸ್ ಡೆಲ್ಟ್ ಅ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂತಾನೆ. ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬರೋ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ಟು. ಅದೇ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಲಾಟ್. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಏನೋ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಏನೋ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರಲ್ಲ. ನಮಗಿಂತ ಬಡವರಾಗಿರೋರು ಅಥವಾ ನಮಗಿಂತ ಕಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿರೋರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಮಗಿಂತ ಅನುಕೂಲವಾಗಿರೋರು, ತುಂಬ ಹಣ ಮಾಡಿರೋರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್, ನಮಗಿಂತ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರೋರು ತುಂಬ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಜನ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಟು ನಮಗಿಂತ ಕೆಳಗಿರೋರು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಯಾವ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ವಿಕ್ಟಿಮ್ಹುಡ್ ನೀವು ಕ್ಲೈಮ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗೈತೆ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಆ ಥರದ್ದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಬೇಗ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನೋಡಿ, ನಾನು ಕಾರ್ಕಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೇ ಥರದ ಒಂದು ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾಗ 1400 ಜನ 10ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು 2nd PUCವರೆಗೂ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿದ್ರು. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಕನ್ನಡ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನು ಕೂರಿಸಿದ್ರು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಮುಂಚೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದವರೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾರು ಓದೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಏನು ಓದೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ನಾನೇನಂದೆ, ನಾನೊಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳಿದೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಇವಾಗ. ಮಹಾಭಾರತವನ್ನು ಬರೆದಿದ್ದು ಯಾರು? 5 ಸೆಕೆಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಮಹಾಭಾರತವನ್ನು ಬರೆದಿದ್ದು ಯಾರು? ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಗಣೇಶ ಅಂದರು, ಅದು ಮುಖ್ಯ. ಮಹಾಭಾರತವನ್ನು ರಚಿಸಿದ್ದು ವೇದವ್ಯಾಸರು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಆದರೆ ಬರೆದದ್ದು ಗಣೇಶ. ಸಿ, ಯು ಮಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಹೆಡ್. ರಚನಾತ್ಮಕವಾಗಿರೋದು ಒಂದು, ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು. ದ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಎಂಟರಿಂಗ್ ನೌ, ಆರ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಎಂಟರ್ಡ್ ನೌ is a world where humans are being eliminated from the recorded world. ಏನು ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಇದೆ? ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ನಾನು ಸಿನಿಮಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಸತಿ ಶೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಸಿನಿಮಾನ ನೀವು ಜಗತ್ತಿನ 10,000 ಪರದೆಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಅದರ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ನಾಟಕ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯುವ ಪತಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ನಾವು ಅಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಗುಂಪಲ್ಲಿ ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾಟಕ ಕಟ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಿಮಗೆ. ಲೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋರು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕೂತಿರಬೇಕು, ಮೇಕಪ್ ಮಾಡೋರು ನೇಪಥ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲಿಟ್ರರಿ ನೀವು ಫೆಸ್ಟಿವಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ನೀವು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ನೀವು 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ಜನ ಇರ್ಬೋದಾಗಿತ್ತೇನೋ. ಆದರೆ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೆರುಗು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅನಿಸಿರೋದು ಯಾಕೆ? ಈ ಆಯೋಜಕರಿಗೆ ಅನಿಸೋದು ಯಾಕೆ? ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಟ್. ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನು ಕಂಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆ ಹಳೆ ಥಾಟ್ ಏನಿತ್ತು, ಓದೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದೇನಿತ್ತು, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಕಂಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಓದೋದು ಯಾಕೆ? ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕಾದರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಓದೋದು ಬೇಕಾ ಅಂತ. I would like to stop attacking the lack of reading, but I would like to attack what you listen to and what you watch. The truth is this, sir. We live in a world where, ಈಗ ನೀವು ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಸಿಗೆ ರಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸಲ, ದಸರಾ ರಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ನೋಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡೋರು. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೇಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ನೋಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತು ಮಧ್ಯಮ ವರ್ಗದ ಮೌಲ್ಯಗಳು ಅಂತಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ಸಲ್ಲೂ ಇರೋದು ಇಂಡಿಯಾಲಿ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹಾಗೆ ಇರೋದು. ನಾವು 1 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ, ನಾನು ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದಷ್ಟು ವಿಜುವಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾನ, ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಇಮೇಜಸ್ನ ನೀವು ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಲಂಚ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರ ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ. ಯು ಲಿವ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್. ವಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಇವನ್ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಹೌ ನೀವು ಜಗತ್ತನ್ನು ಕಲ್ಪನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಕಲ್ಪನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋ ಜಗತ್ತಿಗೂ ನಾವು ಕಲ್ಪನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ದ ಜಗತ್ತಿಗೂ ತುಂಬ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇದೆ. ನಾವು ಅಮೇರಿಕಾ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಕಲ್ಪಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ನಮಗೆ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ 1981ರಲ್ಲಿ TV ಬರೋವರೆಗೂ ಅಮೇರಿಕ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತನೋ ನಮಗೆ ಪರಿಕಲ್ಪನೆ ಸಿನಿಮಾದಿಂದ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬರ್ತಾಯಿತ್ತು. ನಾವು ಅಷ್ಟು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಸಿನಿಮಾನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮಗೇನಾಗ್ತಾಯಿತ್ತು, ಒಂದು ಕಾದಂಬರಿಯನ್ನು ಓದ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕಾದಂಬರಿ ನಾಯಕಿ ಅವರಿದ್ದಿದ್ದ ಜಾಗ, ಅವರು ತೋಟದಲ್ಲಿರೋ ತೋಟ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ, ಅವ್ರ ರಸ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ರಸ್ತೆ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ, ಅವ್ರ ಕಷ್ಟ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ನಾವು ಯುವರ್ ಪವರ್ ಟು ವಿಜುವಲೈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ಲಿ ಬೀನ್ ಇರೋಡೆಡ್. Because your experience of the world is through visual media. You keep watching it. If I say, like if I tell you the name of an actor, you will immediately remember the latest image of that person that you've been seeing on your... you don't have any other idea of that person. ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. And even that will be taken away from you with AI. Supposing you like to imagine Bruce Willis only from what was that, Die Hard? You'll get Bruce Willis image only of that age, custom made to you, and you'll think, wow, what a beautiful phone I've got. It's just got your attention to market things to ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅದಿರೋದು. ಸೊ ನಾನೇನು ಫೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಕೀಪ್ ಯುವರ್ ಏಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಅಲೈವ್. ನಿಮ್ಗೇನು ಬೇಕೋ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಗಾಗಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇದು ಈ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ನೋವೇಟಿವ್. ಯಾರು ಯೋಚನೆನೇ ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಈ ಥರದ್ದು, ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಬರವಣಿಗೆಯನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹೊಸ ಆವಿಷ್ಕಾರಗಳಿಂದ ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಮುಂದೆ ಇರುವ, ನಮ್ಮ ಅನುಭವಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಿರುವ, ನಮ್ಮ ಬಳಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವ ಈ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿಗಳನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸನ್ನು ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಯುಕ್ತಿಗಾಗಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಬಳಸ್ಕೋಬೋದು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಅದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು. ಸಿ, ಐ ಮೇಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರಿಡಿಕ್ಷನ್. ದ ಪ್ರಿಂಟೆಡ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡೆಡ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಮ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದಟ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಗಣೇಶ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದು. ವೇದವ್ಯಾಸರಿಗೆ ಒಮ್ಮೆಗೆ ಜಗತ್ತಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿಸೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಮಹಾಭಾರತವನ್ನು ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಾಯಿತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೇಳಿಸೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೇಳಿಸೋ ರೀತಿಯ ಜಗತ್ತು ಬಂದಿದೆ ಇವಾಗ. ಎಲ್ಲರ ಕೈಲೂ ಫೋನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಮುಂದೆ ಫೋನ್ನ ಮೀರಿದ್ದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ವಿಕ್ಲಿ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್. ಮೇ ಬಿ ಯುಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇಂಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್. If Abhishek Iyengar is thinking something, if I think of Abhishek Iyengar, I will log into that thing, and whatever he is thinking, I'll be able to think. You saw 3 months ago, people communicate in dreams. ಅವರು ನಿದ್ರಾವಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂದು ಆ ಸುಷುಪ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದನ್ನು ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು. ನಾಳೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಹಿಂದನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಸರಿಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳೋದು ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓದೋದೇ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಸಿ, ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಟುಡೇ, some podcasters in the US today have more viewership than many news channels put together. And I believe ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಇದ್ದಾರಂತೆ, he has more viewers than all the news channels put together ಅಂತೆ. ಟಿವಿನೇ ಔಟ್ಡೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಬರವಣಿಗೆಗೆ ಏನಿದೆ? ರಚನಾತ್ಮಕವಾಗಿರುವುದು ಮತ್ತು ತಿಳಿವಳಿಕೆಯಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಜ್ಞಾನವರ್ಧನೆ ಆಗುವುದು ಭಾಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. If that is the case, you should value your time, the time you spend on your mobile phone or any other screen that will come in the future. You should value that. ನೀವು ಏನು ಕಲಿತೀರ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟು. ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಸಿಗೆ ರಜಾ ಬಂದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಸೌತ್ ಎಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇನ್ ಸಿಟಿ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೈಕಲಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಯರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಸಿಟಿ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೆ ಬೇಸಿಗೆ ರಜದಲ್ಲಿ. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗಿಂದ ರಾತ್ರಿವರೆಗೂ ಅವ್ರು ಕಳಿಸೋರ್ಗು 5:30 ಎದ್ದೋಗು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋರು, ಆವಾಗ ಹೋಗ್ತಾಯಿದ್ವಿ ಆಚೆ. ದಿನ ಹೋಗ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು. ಮತ್ತು ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇಂಥ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಅಂತ, ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಅಷ್ಟು ಕೆಲವು ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳದ್ದು ಓದೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ, ಯಾರ ಹತ್ರನೋ ಇದೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಬೇಗ ಅದು ಯಾವತ್ತು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದು ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿ ಮುಂದೆ ನಿಂತು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಆ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ ನಾವು. ನೀವು ಯಾರು ಆ ಥರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೈಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಿಂಗಂದರೆ ಕಿಂಡಲ್ ಏನು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಓದ್ಬೋದು ನೀವು ಬೇಕಾದರೆ. ಅದು ಓದೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಅದು ಕಷ್ಟ, ಓದೋದೇ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಅದು ಆಡಿಯೋ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಇವಾಗ, ಅದೇ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಇದೆ. ಕಿಂಡಲ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಬೇಕಾರೆ, ನನಗೆ ಓದೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ. ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೂ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರದ್ದು ಯಾರ್ದು ಫೋನ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಬಂದರೆ ಇಂಟ್ರಪ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನಿಮಗೆ ನೀವೇ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇಂಟ್ರಪ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಿ. ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಯುವರ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಬೆಟರ್. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಫಿನಿಶ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ. ನಾನು ನಾಡಿದ್ದು ಇವರು ರಾಜ್ ಕಪೂರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನೇ ನಿರೂಪಕ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಿದ್ದು. ನಾನೇನೋ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಾಡು ಮುಂದೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಯಾವ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಕೂತಿರ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. ಈಗ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಶ್ರೀಲಂಕಾಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಶೂಟಿಂಗಿಗೆ, ನಂಗೆ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರು ಇನ್ಯಾರೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಕೂತು ಏನೇನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಗೊತ್ತು ಅಂದರು. ನಾನು ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ತೊಗೋತೀನಿ ಅಂದೆ ನಾನು. ಅಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ನಮಗೇನು ಸಿಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದೆ. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ದ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಯು ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಅಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಟಿಪ್ಸ್, ರಿಯಲಿ ಅಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಟಿಪ್ಸ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್. ವಾಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಯು ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಸಿ ದ ಗ್ರೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಜಾಬ್ ಇನ್ thank you. The greatest job you will get in the industry, AI industry in the future will be what prompt you can compose. ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವು ಏನು ಕೇಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಕಲಿಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಈಗ ಮೇರಾ ನಾಮ್ ಜೋಕರ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅವರು. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಮೇರಾ ನಾಮ್ ಜೋಕರ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ರಷ್ಯಾದು ಬಂತದು. ಮೇರಾ ನಾಮ್ ಜೋಕರ್ ಹಿಟ್, ಮೇರಾ ನಾಮ್ ಜೋಕರ್ ಫ್ಲಾಪ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ. ಈ ಟೈಮ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆದಾಗ ಅದು ಫ್ಲಾಪ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಈ ಟೈಮ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಹಿಟ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಬಂತು ಆನ್ಸರು. ಸಿ ವೈ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಆಸ್ಕ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್, ಅಂದರೆ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಕರಿತಿದ್ದೀವೋ ನಾವು, ವಿಲ್ ಲಿಬರೇಟ್ ಯು ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಿಷಿಯಸ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ that everything you are using is converting you to a product, driving your eyeballs to somebody who will advertise, and he's pleasing you falsely. Actually ನೀವು ಯಾರ ಜೊತೆ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಕೂತಿದ್ರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೇಲಿ ಒಂದು ಏನೋ ಫರ್ನಿಚರ್ ತೊಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ ಈ ಫರ್ನಿಚರ್ದೇ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಇದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗೂಗಲಲ್ಲಿ, ನೀವು ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಫ್ರೀ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಫಿಯಾ, ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆದರ್ ಯು ರೀಡ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್, worry about what you are learning ashte, whatever source it comes from. Thank you very much.
Dhanyavada sir. Thank you sir. So every time you speak and you give insights to our students or student community, there is a lot of wiring and rewiring that happens in our thought process sir. Thank you, thanks a lot. ಸೊ ಈಗ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಸಂಭ್ರಮ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್ 2025 ಯುವಕ ಸಂಘದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಸಭೆಯನ್ನು ಉದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಯುವಕ ಸಂಘದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರು ಟಿ.ವಿ. ರಾಜು ಸರ್, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಟಿ.ವಿ. ರಾಜು ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಆಹ್ವಾನಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಸಂಭ್ರಮದ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನಾ ಸಮಾರಂಭದ ವೇದಿಕೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರು ಆಸೀನರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಬೆಳವಾಡಿ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ರವೀಂದ್ರ ಭಟ್ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸಂದೀಪ್ ನಾಯರ್ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಪ್ರಣೀತಾ ಸುಭಾಷ್ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಪ್ರದ್ಯುಮ್ನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಅಪೂರ್ವ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಶ್ರೀಪ್ರಿಯಾ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತು ವೇದಿಕೆಯ ಮುಂಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯರು ಭಾಳ ಸಂಭ್ರಮದಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಆಸೀನರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂದು ಉದಾಹರಣೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡೋದಾದರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಇದೊಂದು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನಾವೇ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಅಂದರೂ ತಪ್ಪೇನಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್, ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಎ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಲಿಟ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಒಂದು ಭಕ್ತರ ಗುಂಪು ತಿರುಪತಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತಂತೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪುರುಷರು ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ತ್ರೀಯರು ಇಬ್ಬರೂ ಇದ್ರಂತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಂತೆ. ಒಬ್ಬ ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅವರಂದ ಹಾಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಂತೆ. ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಈಗ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಬೆಳವಾಡಿಯವ್ರ ಅಂದ ಹಾಗೆ, ರವೀಂದ್ರ ಭಟ್ ಅವ್ರ ಅಂದ ಹಾಗೆ, ಸಂದೀಪ್ ನಾಯರ್ ಅವ್ರ ಅಂದ ಹಾಗೆ, ಪ್ರಣೀತಾ ಸುಭಾಷ್ರವ್ರ ಅಂದ ಹಾಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅಪೂರ್ವವ್ರ ಅಂದ ಹಾಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ ಭಾಷಣ ಪೂರ್ಣ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. ಅದರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಇಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಆ ಸ್ತ್ರೀನ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರಂತೆ, ನೀನು ಯಾಕಮ್ಮ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಅನ್ನೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಅಂದಾಗೆ ಅಂತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಆ ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಹೇಳಿದ್ಲಂತೆ, ಅದು ನನ್ನ ಗಂಡನ ಹೆಸರು, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಗಂಡನ ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಅವನ ಆಯಸ್ಸು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಪುರಾಣಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದಿದೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಅಂಥ ಸ್ತ್ರೀಯರು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರನೇ ಸಿಗೋದು. ಬಹುಶಃ ಇನ್ನು ಪ್ರಪಂಚದ ಯಾವ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಂಥ ಸ್ತ್ರೀಯರನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಡಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಸ್ತ್ರೀಯರನ್ನ ನಾವು ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರೀತಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ಮತ್ತು ಗೌರವಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಈ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಸಂಭ್ರಮದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಆಗಲೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರು ತೆಗೆದಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳುವಂಥ ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗೆ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು ಗಾದೆ ಇದೆ, ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಮಗನಾಗಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಬಾರ್ದು ಮತ್ತು ಯಾವುದೇ ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊನೆ ಭಾಷಣಕಾರ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು. ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಕೊನೆ ಭಾಷಣಕಾರ ಮತ್ತು ನನಗೆ ಈಸಿ ಕೂಡ, ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ ಭಾಷಣ ಮಾಡೋದು ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದಾರೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಸಮಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳುವಂಥ ವಿಚಾರ ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ನನಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನು ಅಂಥ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಈ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಸಂಭ್ರಮನ ನಾವು ಆಚರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಯುವಕ ಸಂಘದ ಆಶ್ರಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಆಚರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು 2ನೇ ಸಾರಿ. ಹಿಂದಿನ ವರ್ಷ ಅದು ಏನು ನಮಗೆ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಸಾರಿ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಂತೋಷ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಹುಶಃ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮದುವೆ ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಕೂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಆ ಒಂದು ಸಂಭ್ರಮವನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಈಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಸಂಭ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ 2ನೇ ಸಾರಿ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಾಗ. ಇದು ಈ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಸಂಭ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಾಲೇಜುಗಳ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಸುಮಾರು ಆಗಲೇ ಸುಮಾರು ಒಂದು 50 ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಿಂದ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂದು 500 ಜನ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯರು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ನನಗನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಯಾರು ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಸಂಭ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಥರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೃಷ್ಟವಂತರು. ಯಾಕೆಂತಂದರೆ ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಯಾರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕರೆದಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅವರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಇದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, ನೀವು ಅವರ ಸಾಧನೆಗಳನ್ನು ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಅವರನ್ನು ಸಂದರ್ಶಿಸುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡೋವಂಥದ್ದು, ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಓಡಾಡೋವಂಥದ್ದು ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸಂಭ್ರಮ. ನೀವು ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಸಾಹಿತಿಗಳೇ ಓಡಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯವನ್ನು ಅರ್ಥವರು, ಪ್ರಾವೀಣ್ಯತೆ ಪಡೆದಂಥವರು, ಪ್ರಬುದ್ಧರು, ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಇರೋದೇ ಒಂದು ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಸಂಭ್ರಮ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅನೇಕ ಪ್ರಕಾರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಸಂಭ್ರಮ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ ರೂಪದ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅನೇಕ ಥರವಾದಂತಹ ಈ ಸಂಭ್ರಮಾಚರಣೆಗೆ ಏನೇನು ಬೇಕೋ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯದ ಅನೇಕ ಮಜಲುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತೇವೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ತಂದಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಂಭ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದವರು ನನಗನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಅವರ ವೃತ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರವೃತ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಏಳಿಗೆಯನ್ನು ಪಡೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಇಂಥ ಕಡೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿಭೆಗಳ ಅನಾವರಣ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಪ್ರತಿಭೆಗಳು ಬಹುಶಃ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸಾರಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಸಂಭ್ರಮದ ಒಂದು ವಾತಾವರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಮತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರತಿಭೆಯನ್ನು ಅನಾವರಣಗೊಳಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕೋ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಥರದ ಉತ್ಸಾಹವನ್ನು ತುಂಬುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಕೂಡ ಯುವಕ ಸಂಘ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯದ ಒಂದು ಏನು ಸಂಭ್ರಮ ಇದೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸುವಂಥವ್ರು ರೈಟ್, ಅನೇಕ ಭಾಷೆಗಳ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೀತಿ ನಮಗಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಾಷೆಗಳನ್ನು ಪ್ರೀತಿಸ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಾಷೆಗಳಿಗೂ ಅದರದೇ ಆದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಎಥಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಇದೆ, ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಇದೆ ರೈಟ್. ಅದೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರೀತಿಸುವಂಥ ಜನ ನಾವು. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಾಷೆಗಳನ್ನೂ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿ ತೊಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಾಷೆಗಳನ್ನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿರೋಂಥ ಏನಿದೆ ಇದು ಊರ್ಣ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪಡೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಅದನ್ನು ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೋಬೋದಾ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದು ಸಹಕಾರಿಯಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳನ್ನು ಬಗೆಹರಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ರಚನಾತ್ಮಕವಾಗಿ ಚಿಂತನೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಿಮರ್ಶಾತ್ಮಕವಾಗಿ ಚಿಂತನೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೇಗೆ, ಸಂವಾದ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೇಗೆ, ಪರಸ್ಪರ ಸಂಬಂಧಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಹೇಗೆ, ಆತ್ಮಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆಯಿಂದ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೇಗೆ, ಒತ್ತಡಗಳನ್ನು ಸಹಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಹೇಗೆ, ಭಾವೋದ್ವೇಗಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಸಂಭ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದೊಂದು ಕೊಡುಗೆಯಾಗಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ತಾವು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹುಶಃ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ ನಿಷ್ಠೆಯಿಂದ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸ್ತೀರಾ ಮತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರತಿಭೆಗಳ ಅನಾವರಣ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶುಭವನ್ನು ಕೋರಿ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರಿಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕರಿಸ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ತುಂಬ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್. ಹಾಗೆ ಪ್ರಣೀತಾ ಸುಭಾಷ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಅವರು ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕಾಲ ಕಳೆದ್ರು. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಬೀಳ್ಕೊಡೋಣ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ತುಂಬ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್. ಈಗ ಈ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನಾ ಸಭೆಯ ಒಂದು ವಂದನಾರ್ಪಣೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ 1 ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೇ ಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ವಂದನಾರ್ಪಣೆಗೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ಚಿಂತನ್ ಯುವಕ ಸಂಘದ ಒಬ್ಬ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ನ ನಾನು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರ್ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಚಿಂತನ್.
Good morning everyone. It's my privilege and honors to stand before you today to express my heartfelt gratitude. Our esteemed guests have set the perfect tone for this 2 days festival with their inspiring words and great enthusiasm. our esteemed guests have set the perfect tone for this 2 days festival with their inspiring words and great enthusiasm, making this inaugural ceremony truly special. First and foremost, my deepest appreciation for Sri Ravindra Bhatt for giving this occasional and sharing his invaluable insights. Your contribution to journalism and public disclosure continue to inspire and shape young minds. A special note of gratitude to Sri Prakash Belwadi sir for his thoughtful, provoking perspective and unwavering dedication to arts and storytelling. Your presence has been truly enlightening and we are grateful for your continued guidance and support, sir. Our sincere thanks to Sri Apurv Kumar Mishra for being with us today and sharing his experience. It's an honor to have you as a part of this celebration, sir. We are also grateful to Professor Sandeep Nair for his support and encouragement. Your leadership has been invaluable and deeply appreciated by your presence, sir. A warm and special thanks to Srimati Pranita Subhash, renowned actor and social entrepreneur, for joining us today. Your dedication for both cinema and social impact is truly inspiring and we deeply appreciate your continued effort in driving positive changes, ma'am. A special thanks to our beloved President to Dr. T.V. Raju sir for joining us. Your presence has been a source of motivation for all the Yuvaka Sangha volunteers. We are truly honored to have you here, sir. Last but the most, my sincere gratitude to each and everyone in the audience. Your enthusiasm and participation will make this event truly special. Also, my appreciation to all my incredible teams and Yuvaka Sangha for giving this opportunity. Wishing you all an incredible day. Thank you.
ಸೊ ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ 1 ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಇದೇ ಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಡೀ ಹಾಲ್ ತುಂಬ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮಿಂಚ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ.
ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಹಾಗೆ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳೋಣ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಸಮೂಹಕ್ಕೆ.
ಹೌದಾ?
ಯಾರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕ.
ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸರಿನಾ?
ಓಕೆನಾ ಜೋಶ್? ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಜೋಶ್? ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಲಿಟ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್ 2025 ಕೂಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಲಿಟ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್. ಎಸ್, ಜೋಶ್ ಬಂತು.
ಸೂಪರ್. ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಲಿಟ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅವಾಗ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಹೂ ಹಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ.
ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಲಿಟ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್
ಹೂ ಹಾ
ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಲಿಟ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್. ಇಷ್ಟು ಸಾಲದು, ಇನ್ನು ಹೈ ಪಿಚ್ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಲಿಟ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ ಇನ್ನು ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ಸ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬೇಕು. ವಿಲ್ ಸೇವ್ ದೇರ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಸೂಪರ್. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದೆ, ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ಎರಡೂ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬ ಸುಲಭವಾದಂಥದ್ದು. ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಕೈ ಎತ್ತೀರಾ? ಸೂಪರ್. ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಕಲಿಯುವವರು, ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದವರು, ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೂಪರ್. ಓಕೆ, ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್. ಸೊ ಇದು ಉತ್ತರ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾಳೆನೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡಿಕ್ಟರಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಇದರ ಉತ್ತರ ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾಲೇಜಸ್ಸಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಉತ್ತರವನ್ನು ಹುಡುಕ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡದ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದೆ, ಒಂದು ಒಗಟು. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ? ಸೂಪರ್. ಚಳಿಗಾಲದಲ್ಲೂ ಬೆವರಬಲ್ಲೆ, ಬೇಸಿಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಳೆ ಸುರಿಸಲು ಬಲ್ಲೆ. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಾ? ಚಳಿಗಾಲದಲ್ಲೂ ಬೆವರಬಲ್ಲೆ, ಬೇಸಿಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಳೆ ಸುರಿಸಲೂ ಬಲ್ಲೆ, ಹಗಲಿರಲಿ ಇರುಳಿರಲಿ, ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳೆರಡೂ ತೆರೆದಿವೆ ಹಲವು. ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳೆರಡೂ ತೆರೆದಿವೆ ಹಲವು, ಹಗಲಿರಲಿ ಇರುಳಿರಲಿ. ಬೇಸಿಗೆಗಾಲದಲ್ಲೂ ಬೆವರಬಲ್ಲೆ, ಚಳಿಗಾಲದಲ್ಲೂ ಬೆವರಬಲ್ಲೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಬೇಸಿಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಳೆ ಸುರಿಸಲು ಬಲ್ಲೆ. ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀರಾ? ಇವಾಗ ಉತ್ತರ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೂ ನಾಳೆ ಕೂಡ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರ ಜೊತೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು.
ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾ? ಪಾಪ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಳ ಬಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು.
ಸರಿ, ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕೊನೆ ಸರ್ತಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸತಿ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬೆಂಚ್ನವರೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಲ್ಲ? ಅವರು ಕೈಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 3 ಜನ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೇಳೋದು, ನೀವೇ ಉತ್ತರ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಈ ಸರ್ತಿ, ಆಯಿತಾ? ಚಳಿಗಾಲದಲ್ಲೂ ಬೆವರಬಲ್ಲೆ, ಚಳಿಗಾಲದಲ್ಲೂ ಬೆವರಬಲ್ಲೆ, ಬೇಸಿಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಳೆ ಸುರಿಸಲೂ ಬಲ್ಲೆ, ಹಗಲಿರಲಿ ಇರುಳಿರಲಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳೆರಡು ತೆರೆದಿವೆ ಹಲವು. ಇದರ ಉತ್ತರವನ್ನು ನೀವು ಹುಡುಕಿ. ಈಗ ಮುಂದಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ 1 ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ 1 ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ನಡೆಯೋ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರುವಾಗ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತದ ಒಂದು ಸುಭಾಷಿತ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ, ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರಿ, ಯಾರು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೂಪರ್ ಸೂಪರ್.
ಆದರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕೈ ಎತ್ತಬೇಕು, ಕೂಗಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ.
ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸರಿ, ಇದು ಕೂಡ
ಹಾಂ, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಈಗ
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಸೂಪರ್. ತುಂಬ ಈಸಿ ಇದೆ ಇದು. ಕಾಕಚೇಷ್ಟ ಬಕೋಧ್ಯಾನಂ, ಕಾಕಚೇಷ್ಟ ಬಕೋಧ್ಯಾನಂ ಶ್ವಾನನಿದ್ರಾ ತಥೈವ ಚ ಅಲ್ಪಾಹಾರಿ ಗೃಹತ್ಯಾಗಿ.
ಗಿವ್ ಅ ಬಿಗ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಪ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಫಾರ್ ನಮೀಶ್. ಎಸ್ ಎಸ್,
ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಇದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್.
ಎಸ್, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಪಾಹಾರಿ ಗೃಹತ್ಯಾಗಿ ಪಂಚೈತೆ ಛಾತ್ರ ಲಕ್ಷಣಂ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಕಾಕಚೇಷ್ಟ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಕಾಗೆ ಥರ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಒಬ್ಬ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ನ 5 ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು ಈ ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಒಬ್ಬ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಹೇಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈನಲ್ಲೇ ಕಾಕಚೇಷ್ಟ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಕಾಗೆ ಥರ ಇರಬೇಕಾ? ಕಾಗೆ ಕೂರಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾ? ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಇವರು? ಕಾಗೆಯಷ್ಟು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. ಕಾಗೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅದು ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಗೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಊಟ ಹುಡುಕಬೇಕು, ನನಗೆ ಅದು ಸೇರಬೇಕು, ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಸೇರಬಾರ್ದು ಅನ್ನೋವಂಥ ಒಂದು ವಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಒಂದು ಯೋಚನೆಯಿಂದ, ಆ ಒಂದು ಆಲೋಚನೆ, ಆ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರ ನಮಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ 2ನೇ ಲೈನ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. 2ನೇ ಲೈನ್ ಏನು? ಬಕೋಧ್ಯಾನಂ. ಬಕ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಕ್ರೇನ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಕ್ರೇನ್. ಒಂದು ಕೆರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಕ್ರೇನ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದು ಬಿಹೇವ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಸ್ತಬ್ಧವಾಗಿ ನಿಂತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹೇಗೆ ನಿಂತಿರುತ್ತೆ? ಸ್ತಬ್ಧವಾಗಿ ನಿಂತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಮೀನ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅದೇನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ,
ಹಿಡಿಯುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎದ್ದೋಗ್ತಿರೋರಿಗೆ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು, ಬಿಫೋರ್ ವಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ದಟ್, ನಮಗಿಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ 1 ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಸಾಯಿ ಸ್ವರೂಪ್ ಅಯ್ಯರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅಕ್ಷತ್ ಗುಪ್ತಾ ಅವರು. ಎದ್ದೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ 2 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೊಂದು ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಡೋಣ.
ಓಕೆ, ಸರಿನಾ? ಸೊ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ನು, ಅಲ್ಪಾಹಾರಿ ಶ್ವಾನ ನಿದ್ರಾ ತಥೈವ ಚ. ಶ್ವಾನ ನಿದ್ರಾ ತಥೈವ ಚ ನೀವೇ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಶ್ವಾನ ನಿದ್ರಾ ಯಾರೋ ಆಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಉತ್ತರವನ್ನು? ಶ್ವಾನ ನಿದ್ರಾ. ಶ್ವಾನ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ನಾಯಿ. ನಿದ್ರಾ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಅದೇ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾಕೋ ನಾಯಿ ಥರ ಬಿದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ಯಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ, ಆವಾಗ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಫೀಲ್ ಪ್ರೌಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ವ್ಸ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ಅಲರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಒಂದು ನಾಯಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅಕ್ಕಪಕ್ಕ ಏನು ನಡೆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಝಟಿತಿ ಒಂದು ಎಚ್ಚರಗೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಎಚ್ಚರಿಕೆ ನಮಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಯಾರಿಗೆ? ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ. ಪಂಚಾಯಿತಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಲಕ್ಷಣಂ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಮುಂದೆ ಅಲ್ಪಾಹಾರಿ ಗೃಹತ್ಯಾಗಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಪಂಚಲಕ್ಷಣಂ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಇವಾಗ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ಸ್ ನಡೆಯಲಿದೆ. ಈ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ 1 ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ನ ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಈ ಸುಭಾಷಿತದ ಅರ್ಥವನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದರು. ಅವರು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕವನ್ನು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ 1 ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ತುಂಬ ಹೃದಯದ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಲಿಟ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್ಗೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು? ನಮೀಶ್ ಅನ್ನುವರು ಸುಭಾಷಿತದ ಅರ್ಥವನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು ಈ ಸುಭಾಷಿತದ?
ನಿಮ್ಮಿಂದಾನೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿರೋದು.
ನೀವು ಕಬ್ಬನ್ ಪಾರ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತೀರಾ?
ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕಬ್ಬನ್ ಪಾರ್ಕ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಿಂಬೋ ಸೆಷನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. ಕಿಂಬೋ ಸೆಷನ್ಸ್ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ, ಸಾಂಸ್ಕ್ರಿಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಶಾಪ್ಸು. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ಓವರ್ ಟು ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್, ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ 1 ನಮ್ಮ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ಗಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಕಂಗ್ರ್ಯಾಚುಲೇಷನ್ ನಮೀಶ್.
ಹೌದು, ಈ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ನ ಊರ್ವಿ ಭಾರದ್ವಾಜ್ ಅವರು ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂದೊಮ್ಮೆ ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಮೂಲಕ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸೋಣ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
Namaste. I welcome our panelists to come onto the stage.
हाय गाइस, जितने भी थोड़े बहुत बचे हैं हम लोगों को सुनने के लिए, सबको हाय. Is there anybody who doesn't understand
Hindi? No Hindi? English? Because Kannada, I would love to. I know. De denge koi baat. I would love to learn Kannada, and I'm a fast learner, but not as quick as this that I can learn it in 2 days. So probably the next time. So we will try and keep it more in English, but after Urvi.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜೋಶ್ ಬೇಕು. ಧರ್ಮ ಇನ್ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಏಜ್ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ ನಡೀತಿರೋದು. ನಮಸ್ತೆ. ನಾಟ್ ಇನಫ್. ನಮಸ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಚೂರು. ನಮಸ್ತೆ. ಎಸ್. So a warm welcome to all of you to the Student Lit Fest in Unsala. We're thrilled to have you here for an insightful session on the topic that bridges ancient wisdom with modern times, Dharma in digital age. In a world dominated by social media, AI, and ever-evolving tech, how do we stay connected to our roots? How does the concept of Dharma translate in today's fast-paced digital world? Understanding how Dharma integrates into our digital world is both essential and relevant. To help us explore this fascinating topic, we have phenomenal speakers with us today. First, we have Shri Akshat Gupta, an Indian writer. Yeah, please. We have Shri Akshat Gupta, who is an Indian writer, screenwriter, motivational speaker, lyricist, and poet. He is best known for his national best-selling trilogy, The Hidden Hindu, which blends elements of history, science, fiction, and adventure. His passion for storytelling led him to explore various creative avenues, including screenwriting for Hindi cinema. In addition to his writing career, Akshat is a motivational speaker and has delivered talks on the platforms such as Josh Talks and TED Talks. His diverse experiences and deep understanding of cultural narratives provide him with a unique perspective on how traditional values intersect with the modern digital world. Let's give him a big round of applause. Joining him is Sai Swaroopa Iyer, an esteemed author. She transitioned from a career in investment analysis to writing, focusing on narratives centered around formidable female protagonists from ancient India. Her notable works include Abhaya, Avishi, Draupadi, and Mauri. Currently, she serves as an assistant professor of management at Chanakya University in Bengaluru, where she mentors aspiring writers and conduct workshops. Her deep engagement with philosophy, history, and literature offers a unique perspective on how Dharma adapts in digital era. Let's give her a big round of applause. Over to the panelists.
Once again, hi guys. Can I make a very small request? This is looking like a classroom where the students and the teachers both are just not interested. Is it okay if the seats are not reserved? आप लोग जितने भी लोग पीछे बैठे हैं, the last benches, let us try and make it an interesting session. If all of you can just come आगे, we will also come आगे. And all of us, why not let's just sit together as a group and talk? Does that make some sense? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We can expect more people to come forward and it's absolutely okay. It will be more interesting if we could see all the faces and we could just, make a cluster of people all together and talk. There's so many seats left empty. Please आइए. Your participation is going to make it much more interesting for you guys only. So give it a shot.
So, and also we know that the network isn't working well, so there's no advantage behind. We can as well make the best use of the session, right? Okay. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Shri Matre Namaha, Namaste everyone. So Dharma in the digital age. Firstly, who came up with the title? My congratulations to them. And it's so joyful to see so many young people in a literature festival. Akshat ji, I think you would agree, having young faces in a literature festival is heartening, right? Because we keep hearing about how younger generation is not interested in reading and things like that. And
Is that true? Is that true?
yeah, so great. Thank you for proving that particular myth wrong. And I know that it's wrong. I'm sitting with a man whose book sold almost more than 1 million copies, and so that itself is a proof that the young India reads. Right?
Yeah, happy to acknowledge that I've sold around 1 million copies of The Hidden Hindu in last 1.5 years. And most of the readers are of your age. So thank you so much. It's we stand because you stand behind us. So thank you so much. Rupa ji, can we just come forward and sit? ऐसे इधर बैठते हैं ना यहाँ पे टंग के. Why not, है ना? मतलब बराबरी से बात हो ना, ऐसे क्यों लगे कि आप नीचे बैठे हो हम ऊपर बैठे. आइए बैठ जाए ना, चलेगा. थोड़ा मोटा हूँ, I'll take time to sit. चलो, सबको दिख रहे हैं? So this is how it is gonna be. You agree us and we agree you. थोड़ा पास आ गए ना सब लोग. More interesting. You guys saw how Swaroopa ji jumped. चलिए. I don't know how much are we going to talk about dharma in the digital age, but we are going to talk dharma and we are going to talk digital. And I don't think we have prepared, so whatever is going to happen here is going to happen candid, very, very candid. And we have also been told that, the mic will be given to you after a point of time where you can ask questions. So the only request from all of you is that keep the questions simple for us. Ji, please.
So, thank you. It's nice to have a unconventional kind of discussion with the students, especially as a teacher. It works out for me. I mean, standing on the dais all day and lecturing. I love a break from that and interact close up with the students. I recognize some of them, and रोज़ ये मेरे harassment से कि फिर भी लिट फेस्ट पे भी आए हैं मेरे बातें सुनने. So thank you to the students of Chanakya University who came here. Dharma in digital age. So it keeps, I keep wondering, is there really that kind of an opposition? Is dharma in conflict in digital age? Or is it like, is dharma something so slow that we are wondering how to protect dharma in this fast moving age? Right? Just freewheeling the conversation. I didn't exactly plan for a interaction, but yesterday I happened to talk to my students. We take a leadership program course which is based on modern as well as ancient, and I was discussing with the students about the timetable of a king according to Kautilya's Arthashastra. So, guys, any guesses when the king wakes up according to Kautilya? Brahma Muhurta. Yeah, 3:30. Yeah, 3:30, 4:30. Yeah.
Wow, guys, you know more than us. I would have said 10 o'clock. After all, he's a king. Why should he be waking 3 o'clock?
So he wakes up at 1:30.
Noon?
Yeah. So I know Kautilya can be quite a tyrant. I don't know whether the king was tyrant or not. Kautilya could be quite a tyrant in this one. But my point of saying that was, with 4.5 hours of sleep, Chanakya managed to, I'll use the two terms Chanakya and Kautilya interchangeably. I know there is an academic debate happening whether there are, two of them are the same people. I'm not interested in going there. So Kautilya talks about, he came up with time blocking, right? He says divide the day into two and the 2 halves into 1/8 and the 1/8 into 2 so that 2 activities get into the same slot. right?
Do you have any idea that I got 31 marks out of 100 in class 10th in mathematics? What is wrong with that?
I'm not asking you a question, so. So guys, you don't exactly need to be great in with numbers, but I'm saying that today for the digital age, we think that we need that time blocking, Pomodoro, and what all those modern, techniques of time management. Time management always seems to be a, hot topic with, industry and leadership and all, but it's like we just had it cut out
No, but
in
let
third
me
century,
add
right?
something to this because she's talking time. I don't know why are we talking time, but we're just running 1 hour late. But that's okay. How many of you here, sitting here, have seen this film called Infinity War? Marvel? See? Okay. So there's this scene in this film where Hulk goes to this Tibetan lady to take the time stone. You have seen that scene? And then, sorry? Yeah. So while they start discussing this Tibetan lady, she's bald, but she's very beautiful. She's bald and beautiful. So while trying to explain the concept of time, which is also the Western understanding about time, is that she draws a line in air, straight line. You've seen that? And she says, this is time. If I move the times, time will divert. In our culture, in Bharat, in our land, we do not see time as linear. We see time as cyclic. It's a huge difference between their understanding and our understanding about time. I'll tell you why. How many of you have seen the old Mahabharata? Even a scene, the start. You remember this wheel at this start? And then comes a sound. Main samay hoon. Remember that? Because time in our culture and understanding is not linear, it's cyclic. It always keeps coming back, which is why you can see my hand if you can. It is like Satyug, Treta Yug, Dwapar Yug, Kal Yug, back to Satyug. So what is this? What is this shape? No, it's Damru. Right? Who holds Damru? Shiva. What is he doing? Duk, 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 duk. So after Kalyug, it goes back to Duk is Satyug. Now on this Damru, if you will keep running a pen or a pencil, I'll say quickly, quickly, quickly. You will miss on the edges of this Damru and then it will become infinity. Now this infinity, turn it upside down. It becomes an hourglass. The sand flowing. What is sand telling inside the hourglass? What is hourglass? H-O-U-R. Time. So now sand from the top is going down. Once the whole sand comes down, what do we do? Duk. And again, the sand which was finished below comes at the top. Kalyug goes to the top. And I also believe that time has to be cyclic because everything that is defining time in our lives is all cyclic, like circular. Sun, moon, earth, all of them are, I mean, if the time is linear, earth should go outside the solar system because time is linear. Also, how many of you have ever thought that maybe time is just constant, neither cyclic nor linear? It is just there, and we are moving. It's like a tree that you're sitting inside a moving train and watching outside. You know, there are times when you sit inside a train, and there are times when your train is static; it's not moving. But the moment you see outside another train moving, you feel as if your train is moving. And vice versa. That you're sitting inside a train, you see something outside which is not moving, but it seems that it is moving, and you are static and it is moving. How many of you have experienced this for a second? Oh no, I am there. That's moving. Maybe time is not moving. Maybe time is just there. Satyug is at the Satyug place. Treta is at Treta. Dwapar and Kalyug at their own space and place. It's we moving inside it. That's time, I guess.
Wonderful. So I just wanted to ask you, so even as we move in future, we are on past. Or maybe past and future are somewhere upon each other rather than away from each other. Are we?
Yeah, which is why we are always suggested to live in present, right? If you will keep one leg, this is especially for men, thankfully all of us are adults. If you will keep one leg in your past and another future, what you will be doing in the present? You just be peeing on it. Which is why let's not do that. You know, we are not time travelers. So let's just not eat our heads, our own heads, by overthinking, if we will do this, what will happen tomorrow? Let tomorrow be tomorrow. Let yesterday be yesterday. This is what you have right now. How many people have ever experienced that? Although you guys are too young to have been experiencing that, but I'm sure I will find a few hands that suddenly you got a news of somebody dead. And it's not his or her age to die. It was just everything was fine and kuch accident ho gaya hai, kuch ho gaya. I think most of us have lost our known ones in the COVID time, which we were not prepared, right? How many? Now, how many, all these hands raised, how many of you think that all those people who have lost their lives also had a plan for 2025 today? They had it, right? They're just not there. So let's not, we give a lot of importance and time to the gone time which is past. And the remaining time we put in the future, which is not here. Which is why we are always pissing on the present. Just try and live in the present. I know it's a very vague way of, slang way of telling, but that is the truth. You accept it or not, this is what we do at most of the times when we are focusing on to everything but two things. One is the present, and second is the people who are around us. The people who are ready to do things for us, are trying to take care of us. Those are the most taken for granted people because they're just there. And that is the present also. Oh, present to aa gaya. Let's just not focus on today. Let's focus on yesterday and tomorrow. Try and change it. Sorry, pravachan thoda zyada ho gaya. Next topic.
नहीं, आई थिंक प्रवचन सुनने के लिए ही तो हॉल भर गया, तो you can give them more about it. But yes, moving on. So there's no conflict between so-called digital age and dharma, right? Again, we know most of the students also would know, IKS has been introduced as a part of the course, and and all of us know dharayeti iti dharma, right? So dharma is not some old set of principles, to have some validity date, and it's dynamic and it keeps changing. And
every
it's
time she
always
starts speaking, I feel that we are sitting in a parliament.
Why? I don't know. This keeps like switching off. So yes, coming to dharma, right? And I'd like it to be more interactive. So what do you guys feel dharma is? Yeah. Yes, please. Slight correction there. It's not like Nama Sankirtana is the only way. Nama Sankirtana is also enough, right? That's the, yes. So I think they accounted, whoever defined the Yuga Dharma, they have accounted for the lifestyles that happens in each Yuga, which is why Satya Yuga people used to have that time for, I think it's yajna, not tapas, right? For the yajna, all the elaborate preparations that take place for the yajna, the kind of employment that takes place, the kind of people you invite from far away. By the way, LitFest is also a yajna of its own accord. So you invite people from far ahead. There are people who come here, and of course there is food and stuff, I don't know. And there is an offering going on to the knowledge. So yes, LitFest is a yajna too. So yes, there's a yajna, there is satya, there is dana, and there is nama sankirtana. So somewhere, people who defined Yuga Dharma, they accounted for this fast-moving, fast-paced life, which they thought, okay, people can think of the name of God in this Kali Yuga and gain moksha. So what does that tell about Dharma? Again, Akshatji, I'll need to pass it to you.
You were right, according to me. I mean, very close to right. No, that was a good thing, yeah. I mean, there is an appreciation. Not every time I will open my mouth, I will crack a joke, okay? That's serious. How many of you have heard the word mythology with any other religion but Hindu? Think about it. That's perished, my dear. It's long gone. There's no Greek civilization left anymore. I'm talking about the living civilizations. Have you ever heard this word associated mythology other than being with Hindu? Sorry? No, Parsi mythology, hardly they say mythology. It's just we ourselves who have started calling our own ancient Hindu scriptures and Ramayana and Mahabharata and all of that as to our siblings and nephews and niece and who not. Oh, it is Hindu mythology. Oh, it is Hindu mythology. See, we need to understand that the word mythology comes from mithya. Mithya means fiction. I am a mithya writer. I'm a fiction writer. Fiction means jhoot, lie, kalpana. So if you think, and this is also our dharma. Our dharma is to do the righteous things. It is our dharma to not dilute our ancient Hindu scriptures and get confused with mithya. It's not mithya. If you believe that Ram and Krishna were all just fiction and lie, then keep calling mythology. But if you think that my Ram and your Krishna actually existed, they were real, you need to stop calling it mithya and start calling it satya, and it becomes satyalogy from mythology. Just imagine how confusing it will be for the upcoming generations when you in your own homes will call, oh, I brought you a Hindu mythology book, and the name of the book is Ramayana. And then comes one day after a few years when he or she, that small kid, has been trained calling your own ancient Hindu scriptures as mythology. One fine day you say, come, I'll take you to temple. Let's go to Ayodhya and do a Shashtang Dandvat to Ram. Because this Ram ka murti is, the Pran Pratishtha is done, so it is real. How confused that kid will be. Ki first you decide, boss, whether this is Satya or this is Mithya. If it is mythology, why am I wasting time going to Ayodhya and doing all of this to a statue? I am only doing it because I believe that it is not Mithya, it is Satya. You get what I'm saying? With very slowly, our dharma, our beliefs and our culture. Have any one of you ever seen a tree flying? Tree flying? Nobody has seen a tree flying. What are you saying? No? In films maybe? No? Exactly. You will never see a tree flying even in stories because we writers, the fiction writers, I have 9 films in Mumbai, all commercial feature film, theatrical films. We as writers also know that if we will show a flying tree, people will laugh at us. They will say, have you gone
Here
insane?
I'll have to intervene and say, truth can have, truth doesn't need to prove itself, but fiction needs to be much more logical to be believable by,
Which is why you don't see a tree flying, coming back to what I was saying. You know why? Because if we will show a tree flying, you will call us insane. You know ki we are not illogical people, this can't happen. Your culture is your roots. Tree cannot fly because tree can only be alive till tree is associated with its roots. We need to be grounded, and our roots is our culture. You break yourself with your culture, you are a nobody. People call, I've been in hostel for so many years, and there had been a debate between just friends debates when I was not so serious about this particular topic that I am a proud Hindu. They used to call me, and not me, all of it. So it was just a funny thing between us. Ki, you guys are so lost. One out of you is reading Gita, another is reading Mahabharata, third one is reading Ramayana, and fourth one is reading some Ved, Puran, Shiv Puran, something else. You guys are so lost. I had no answer then. Now Welcome to the parliament again. Now I'll tell you what the answer is, because now I have one. Anytime, next time, if somebody tells you that you're so lost, you're reading so many, everybody's reading their own books, and you have no one side, one way to go, tell them that, boss, you guys have got one book, we have got the whole library. And library is the symbol of intellect. विद्वान होते हैं जिनके घरों में लाइब्रेरी होती है ना, वो पढ़े लिखे होते हैं. These people, there's so many people who will call you, oh, you guys are so illogical, you have no idea what you're doing. You're praying to trees, you're praying to animals. You've got so many Bhagwans. Your Indra Bhagwan, your Surya Bhagwan, your Jal Bhagwan. Know and tell them that we are the most logical people. I tell you why. Do any of you know the full form of Allah? Full form of Jesus? Full form of Bhagwan? We are the logical. Your ancestors, mere purvaj, aapke purvaj, they were so logical people that even when they created a word, they had a logic behind it. Why is it Bhagwan? Why is not Hagwan, Lagwan, Sagwan, Nagwan? Why specifically Bhagavan? Because Bha se bhumi, Ga se gagan, Va se vayu, Va mein A ki matra agni, और नी से नीर, पानी.
That's wonderful. The other etymological, this one was bhaga, which means knowledge or illumination or sun.
Yeah. That also needs
yes.
means something, right?
Yes.
So
you need to keep on.
I'm a BJP supporter. Why is this happening to me? So the full form. So the full form of Bhagwan is Bha se bhumi, Ga se gagan, Va se vayu, Va mein A ki matra agni, Na se neer. Any superpower who can control all these 5 elements is my Bhagwan. And there's a difference between Bhagwan and Dev. When I'm saying Vayu out of these 5, Bhumi out of this, these are Devas. Agni is Deva, Surya is Deva, Vayu and Jal is Deva. They're not Bhagwans. It's a hierarchy. Everything is well thought of. It's just that because we are not understanding ourselves, we tend to make a mockery for ourselves and we just keep shut. Another reason is that all the other people, they read their books much more than we read ours, which is why we go answerless and they don't. So start reading your books. Over to you.
Sure. So that was a very nice point about mythology and how it doesn't suit a thriving religion, like thriving civilization like Hinduism. right? I am reminded of a trip we had made to Kriti. Kriti is one of the islands in Greece, where all of you might have heard the story of, what's that? Minotaur? Yeah? Some of you might have heard the story of this Minotaur. It's a bull, it's some demon with half man, half bull, killed by Theseus or something. So Kriti is the place where. So Kriti is also the place where there is where they believe there is a cave which is supposed to be the birthplace of Zeus. Right? And my husband had a conference there, and I just tagged along touring some ancient civilization. There's a Knossos palace, and I could feel Greeks themselves think of their past as mythology. There's a connection, the connection between the population and the treasure, the literal treasure that they are standing on. They are not connected to it. And look at the economy. Total doldrums, right? And we go to any kshetra, any Hindu kshetra in India, you can see the local population so vibrant, right? So vibrant, sometimes very, very hospitable. I can go to Kashi and I'm also a BJP supporter.
And see, now just because she knows that I'm weak in mathematics, now she's discussing economics here.
Not exactly. No, I'm discussing linguistics here. So I went to Kashi and I could find people speaking in Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, all kinds of languages, right? And such a thriving connection. That's because we value our past and don't exactly dismiss it as mythology. Right? That's the fruit of respecting our past. So I am not, I don't believe it when some people blame the younger generation telling they don't have respect for our roots and all that. No, younger people, when they don't have it, it's like it's the fault of people who preceded them, right? Rather than, their fault. And let me say that the younger generation, they have much more of jignasa, much more curiosity. It's just that we have to learn to channel it well rather than, kind of branding the whole generation, right? Shouldn't we?
I think you guys are more enlightened than us. It's very easy to say just because I've got more gray hairs, I am more knowledgeable. I don't think so. At the age of 22, 25, 28, approx of your ages, I had no idea. I would have never sat here hearing any such person like Akshat Gupta ever. I promise you that. I know myself. I've kept one leg in my past sometimes. Thank you so much for being these people who are at least bearing with us, So yeah, I will never brand any of you or any generation for that matter to be naive or not interested or knowing less or anything like that. But there are things that maybe in my generation I can't change, but I think you guys can, which is why I'm bringing you to another point. See, I understand that it's very important to know English in order to stand on a global platform, to become the CEOs of. I can hear. अच्छा बोल रहा है, इसको बीच में मत रखो. Thank you. So, to become the Sundar Pichai, to become the Rishi Sunak of big places, you need to know English to stand in the global platform, and there's no debate in that. But boss, who has asked you to leave your own culture and identity to learn English? I'll give you an example. In order to know English, you need to learn the alphabets at the core, right? A, B, C, D. Why A for apple, B for ball, C for cat, D for dog? You want to learn A, B, C, D, right? You want to teach A, B, C, D now, not learn. Why not A for Ayappa? Why not A for Agni, Amba, Ambika, Ambalika? Why B for ball? मेरे घर का बच्चा खेलता खेलता सीख जाएगा. कि हाँ ये गोल गोल जो जाता है ना उसको बॉल बोलते हैं. Why not B for Bhagwan? Why not B for Bhagwa? This boy here is wearing Bhagwa. You know, the colors are also been divided into religions. Do you agree? Green, Bhagwa. You know how Bhagwa is made? What are the two colors that come together to make a Bhagwa? Is red and yellow. What is red as a symbol? Danger, blood, aggression, passion. What is yellow? Coolness, calmness, sandal, chandan, thandak, right? These two colors when combined together becomes Bhagwa. I don't know why this lady has been given a Bhagwa mic, not me, but that's okay. So that's how a Bhagwa is made. Now if I am wearing a Bhagwa, it is not in my hands. Which color out of red and yellow do you see? It's in your eyes what you see. You meet me pyar se with a smile, I will join my hands and you will see yellow in my Bhagwa. If you will show me your eyes and point a finger at me and try to threaten me, you will see red in my Bhagwa, and you must. You must see red. You must be threatened. If one out of the two has to be threatened, then it has to be you, not me. Why me? C for cat. We are discussing culture. Why not C for culture? D for dog. Why not D for dharma? We are discussing dharma. E for elephant. Okay. Why not E for ekdant? The kids will ask what is the story behind ekdant. Give it to them. कैसे गणेश जी का एक दांत टूटा था. Why F for fan? Why not F for faith? There will be times less in comparison when you will and I will feel low if we will have F for faith rather than F for fan. In the same systematic manner, this is not just happened that mythology has been connected with only Hindus. This is all systematically done to you and me. Why G for God? Teaching us all, they taught us G for God. Abhi, if I will sneeze here, no, half of you will in your own head say, God bless you, God bless you. Nobody will say Chattanji, we don't even remember what it is. Why not G for Ganesh? Why not G for Gita? Why not G for Guru? Modi ji has been continuously screaming, we will become the Vishwaguru. Vishwaguru. We are unable to put this word Guru in our schools. It's Sir, not Guru. I can go until Z, but then it will become very boring. So think about it. Prepare A to Z in your own cultural words. S for snake, why not S for Sheshnag? Explaining one Sheshnag, you can explain all the 4 yugas and Shiva and Vishnu. So those are the things that the coming generation needs to do. हम ही लोग क्या क्या करेंगे? आप भी करो.
Wonderful. Do I see an idea for an anthology there? I think the moderators of the Lit Fest should keep it. Maybe they can have a story competition for each alphabet and invite story contributions from the young audience there for each alphabet. Come up with some great, unknown story from the Hindu Puranic corpus. The exploration is going to be a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful journey. I can, say it from my experience, because storytelling and the research that we do, it takes us along so many beautiful paths, beautiful diversions and conversions and convergences and things like that. Anyways, to talk more about research and boring things like that. But yes,
okay, let's discuss maths.
So, yeah, mathematics, of course. Now, rather than mathematics, Akshat ji, we have talked about the cyclical nature of time, right? Now, how about we think about timelessness? That's what is the
you mean
attribute
something
of
like spirituality?
Spirituality is a part of timelessness, I guess. Oh, yes. Thank you for bringing the word spirituality here. This another myth about dharma, right? The understanding that, it's all spirituality and there is no materialism, right? Digital age will be about materialism. Very fast moving. We have to make profits, we have to grow our corporations, and dharma, will it allow us to do it? Right? And here is where, before I bring Purushartha, I guess we want some. It's from you.
There's this very old song before, you guys must have been some 3, 4, 5 years old. There's this amazing singer called Shubha Mudgal. Have you heard her name, Shubha Mudgal ji? So there was this album, the name of the album was Ab Ke Sawan. We still sometimes hear that song. So that is the least good song, the least interesting song of that album. There's one song in that album which is kind of humanizing love. Like, if love is a human, how does love behave? I think spirituality behaves very closely to as love behaves. So few lines of that song is, Hindi, basic Hindi samajh mein aata hai na? So few lines which according to me define spirituality and love is that you don't choose love. You don't, it's not something that you can buy from a shop. You don't choose spirituality. Love and spirituality chooses you. Why? So these lines are, कब आए कब जाए कहाँ ठहरे क्या खाए है प्यार तो मुसाफिर मर्जी से आए जाए नाराज होता है उगता जाता है कौन जाने किसकी बातों में आता है बस उठता है चला जाता है कितना कोई रोके कितना समझाए है प्यार तो मुसाफिर मर्जी से आए जाए. That's the song. So you can try, thank you. So you can try to attain spirituality. But it will come in its own pace when it will choose you, not when you will choose it. You will have to keep knocking the door maybe, do meditation, think of, I want to be a spiritual person. But it will happen to you when it will happen to you. You can't pull or push it. And at your age, I think you guys, whatever you guys are doing is the right thing to do. This is your time to grow in life. भूखे पेट के साथ spirituality नहीं होता. अगर ठंड लग रही है and you don't have money for a good quilt और अगर गर्मी लग रही है and if you don't have money to buy an AC, तो आज कलयुग में spirituality तो नहीं हो पाएगा आपसे. पसीना बहा के नहीं होता, भूखे पेट नहीं होता, ठंड लगते हुए नहीं होता. You guys have responsibilities on your shoulders. You want to make sure that your parents are well fed, well treated. You should have enough money to take them to the best of the best hospitals, if not to the best of the best countries for their leisure. All of this needs money. They are putting money so that they can get it back. Period. I'm not saying that they're selfish. I'm saying that they have expectations out of you and that is absolutely fine. So right now, it is not your age to just leave everything and go into spirituality. You need to have iPhone 17 when it comes. It's okay, it is your age to have it. But with time, you will lose interest into all these things. So Hindi mein this is how I put it, ki मोह और मोक्ष विरोधाभासी हैं. They are contradicting each other totally. Moh is the attainment of all the materialistic things. You're getting attracted is moh. With time, as you will detach with all these materialistic things, which will again happen naturally. You don't have to push, I want to have it, but I don't want to think about it. No. That is not how it happens. You will naturally stop thinking about it and knowing about it. What is the next car company and what is the next iPhone feature. It will just go with time. So with the pace that you will detach yourself with materialistic world and things, naturally you will go close to salvation, naturally. And it is an age that you will reach there. But right now, work hard. Get your jobs in the best of the best companies. Earn a lot. Prepare for that time when you can afford to be spiritual. That is what I think. I've seen your hand. We will come to you. How much? So let's just go to the audience now.
We can start.
Starting
I think
from
I
you,
prefer
ma'am.
it that way.
I see you're all charged, so if you have any questions to the panelists, please do ask.
First thing, I'm not a student, I'm an artist. That is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, whichever you said to Arjuna, that just don't sit quietly, that you have to face this war. I was just reading the same lines when I was sitting here. What I feel is, yes, we have to do our work. We should not sit quietly. And this spirituality, it will happen to us. And I have experienced, not so much, just it is the initial stage. So I just wanted to share it with you all. Thank you.
Art is a perfect blend of materialism and spirituality, because you have to create out of a material, but you have to visualize nothing, right? So that's a great field you are in, and appreciation for that.
Thank you.
Namaskaram. So I have two questions. First,
Hey, why don't you all introduce yourselves also, yeah? We'd love to know the names.
myself Yashas. I'm from Karnataka Chitra Kala Parishad student. So my first question is, what is the especially when we are talking about Lit Fest, reading about reading Bhagavad Gita or Mahabharata is a dharma, because we never belong to a culture where reading something is a dharma, because we are, whatever is needed in this moment is a dharma in this culture. That's what I think, because there is no particular God in this culture. As Sir told, we can pray to even their aunt, whoever help us, we can pray them. So that kind of culture we have. In this situation, do we think reading the books can help us to reach the higher states? And second, the question is, as ma'am you said one word, Hinduism. Does something Hinduism exist in India? Not in India, in this culture, because from my understanding, especially in this culture, there is no particular religion, because we are Sanatana, we are believing truth.
We have 6 religions in Hinduism as specified in the Shastra, right? Shanmata, it's called Shanmata, right? So there is Shaiva, there is Vaishnava, there is Shakta, there is Saura, there is Ganapatya, and there is Kaumara. If I'm sorry, sometimes details, I don't remember to tend to remember the full details. It's not like we are not a godless civilization. We are a civilization which sees divinity everywhere, divinity in every form. We are a civilization which is grateful for everything that sustains us, which is why we worship the tree, we worship the cow, we worship the building, we worship, Ayodh Puja pe we worship our phone, laptop and all, because we know that we are thriving because of the yantra. And what makes the yantra move is the energy. And the energy is there, all pervasive. So it's not like we are godless, right? It's that we are seeing divinity everywhere. And reading, right? Reading is what is supposed to remind us that through stories, rather than, talking, hey, these are the commandments, you have to follow them, and, otherwise you're not, abiding by the law or something like that. These are the books that give us knowledge very subconsciously, because we tend to connect to people within those books.
Why I raised that question is because, especially when we see other religion, they are very particular about their religious book. Whatever written in their book, they will follow. If it is written, you have to kill somebody, they are ready to kill. So, do we need to follow the books?
Yes, मेरे साथ ही क्यों हो रहा है? No, I can promise you that you are a kafir, I tell you that. Can I have that one? Also, I think everybody should read books because I am an author, and if you will not buy my books, how will I attain spirituality? I will not be able to afford it in my old age. So please buy my books also at the same time. Okay, next question, please. Yeah, where's the mic? Also, you just said a literature festival. I always hear that there's a word festival in literature. I don't understand because I have also been on these seats while I was in school and college. Why are literature festivals so serious? There's a word festival, right? So it's celebration, right? So try and smile and laugh more into festivals. Yeah, please.
My name is Chaitra. I'm a student. So my question is simple. You spoke about moha, moksha, how they are contradictory. My question is just very simple. What's the point of this anyway? Today I live, one day I die. I don't know what will happen to me when I die. Why should I care about moksha? Why should I even be spiritual? As you said, I will lead a good life. I will do everything nicely. I will keep my parents happy, everybody else happy. But why should I even be a spiritual person in the first place? Why should I care about moksha when I don't even know what will happen when I die?
No, you should not. Nobody is forcing you to do that. And it's like by choice, right? It's absolutely okay. You like eating non-veg, you have it. You don't want to eat non-veg, it's okay. Who's forcing you to? People who don't believe in, next life and reincarnations, they will also die.
But what's the point of all this?
There's
There
no
is a
point.
reason why we are discussing about
I am
this.
telling you, there is absolutely no point because the point is that, this is a point which comes to you by your own self. I can preach and teach you, but it will make no point because there's no point preaching and teaching unless it comes. It will. There will be a day when you will think, and I have, and everybody has, that why am I doing all of this? One day I will die. But then comes a point in different ways, with different faces. Faces as a PH and faces as a FACE, both. And then you realize, no, boss, I had to do something. Which is why I said that while I was in your age, I was doing nothing. Why will I sit and hear anything like this? I was less enlightened as much as I am and as much as you are in this age. So back then I should have been standing there and I know why am I even sitting and hearing you? And I would want somebody to say that, no, sit and listen to me. It's okay. It will come out. I've heard it somewhere and it was very interesting. And now I will talk mathematics. Why did an Indian find Shunya, 0? Why not somebody else? Because that person was searching infinity. In order to reach infinity, which is moksha, there are 5 stages. Number 1, you leave your home and social life. Then you start slowly leaving your clothes. Detachment with the materialist. Then you start having less and less food. Your choices and your tastes start going off. Then comes a time where you are in a position to leave your soul out of your body and then come back. And then finally is the last thing that you have is your body and you're ready to let it also go is when you attain moksha or salvation. That there's a day when you're leaving this world and you're wanting absolutely nothing. Nothing. यार अगर मैं 2 साल और जी लेता ना तो अपने पोते की शादी देख लेता या और 2 साल जी लूँगा तो पोते की जो शादी हो गई ना उसका बच्चा देख लूँगा half of the population is dying thinking अब ये what next the day when you are ready to die and you think I absolutely want nothing from nobody is the fifth and the final stage of moksha. Why did an Indian find it? Because we were trying to find infinity, and infinity का रास्ता exactly शून्य से हो के जाता है मोक्ष का रास्ता, which is why we found it's like I was going to somewhere and I saw a jharna, I saw a waterfall or a milestone. I said, this looks interesting. That was zero for us. That is how we found zero. So 4th of May 2014, I tried to commit suicide. Hospitalized, I was hospitalized for a good 5 days where the doctors were not sure whether they'll be able to save me or not. Before that, I wanted to have every next car that is coming. I had 8 cars in a house of 4.5 people, 13 staff members in my house. 7, yeah, my son was 6.5, I'm counting him half. So 4.5 people's family, my parents, me, my ex-wife and my son. 4.5, with 8 cars, 13 staff members to serve them. 750 staffs in 5 hotels, and I was planning to open my next one in Madhya Pradesh, which is when things went wrong. My wife fell in love with one of my friends, took my son away. They left me. I cried. I was prepared for a lot of things, but not this. So I couldn't sustain the pain of being away from my son. So I tried to end my life. 5 days later, when I came out of the hospital, that is when I got that answer that you are asking. That is when I got detached from everything else. This is a 400 rupees ka pajama. This has been gifted by somebody, which is good to wear. This is my dad's watch. Mr. Saurav Dwivedi, the Lallan Top editor, if you guys know, he's my Ram in my head. He gifted me this Sharda Chin, which is what I am wearing. This is a necessity. And the only thing that I put my money is into footwears because I walk a lot. And I'm a hefty man. So I need to have comfortable shoes. That is how least I have gone with my necessities. And it just happened when I came out of the hospital of 5 days. I was not wanting to buy another phone and I was not wanting to open another restaurant. I just gone out of all of it. That's your answer.
Thank you so much for actually answering the question.
I'm Soumya. I'm a learner. I'm a student. I want to be a student today. There are a lot of words that I picked up from here. You know, you mentioned about timelessness, and then you just mentioned about Atma. As a human being, we have both the consciousness and the materialistic stuff. The body is associated with the material, and the self, the mind, that is associated with the consciousness. Dharma for me would mean just living in the present. Just living itself is my perspective of dharma. Now, when we are connecting to the students or the younger generation, we are just talking, digital era. How do you help the students to understand that this consciousness is the continuous thing that is very important? Also, materialistic things are also necessary. Somewhere we have to help them understand that both are a reality and both is required. How do we help them? I just want, your perspective, like to help students understand both is required. Most of the time these days we have debates either, concentrating on spirituality or talking about, digitalizing, materialistic, money and richness and wealth. So both are important. How do you tell that, how do you help students these days to understand both is required?
So this is a civilization, sorry, can I? Oh, okay. So this is a civilization that holds the thoughts of Adi Shankara, Kautilya and Charvaka. Okay? So Adi Shankara is Chidananda Rupa Shivoham, Shivoham. I don't even need moksha. That's what he says in the last stanza of that, right? And then we have Kautilya saying, okay, as a king, you need ambition, you need to invade your neighbors, you need to expand your empire, how to, strike at the enemy, how to expand your treasury, how to take advantage of the weakness of the other side, and that ruthless expansionist mindset in Kautilya. And then, there's a Charvaka who says, what's the point of this all? right? And this is a civilization which has given space to all these three thought processes and much more between the three. I mean, I'm just citing the extreme sides of the triad, right? And that's why I think there was a structure to everything in the civilization, because they knew that they have to give space to every aspect of what we understand as human being. So we have Purushartha, we have Kama, we have Artha, we have Dharma, and we have Moksha. And we have Ashrama Dharma, where we have childhood, we have youthhood, where, as Akshatji said, this is not the age. This is the age where we aspire to have the next iPhone or next laptop or whatever is the music system and the gaming system. So because this is the age to aspire and acquire, right? So there's no shame about aspiring and acquiring. But then, we pass on to a stage where somewhere, I think spirituality chooses us, and we realize that, oh, there's something beyond all this. Naturally, organically, rather than, not with the kind of disillusionment that suddenly in the overtly materialistic world, we see people getting depressed and disillusioned, right? That's because there's no grounding. But here, we hear people from all walks of life, all those extreme thoughts of that corner. So something clicks to us. Oh, yeah, that is the point, right? So I think that's the structure of, Hindu thought process that we need to just pass on, and it'll work, Soumyaji.
Just one line to add on to this. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And yes, I tried to answer it already in my own way. But just adding on one more line is, just imagine, somebody who, I'm not talking present, let's not mix it. I'm not trying to be political, though I have no problems being political at all. I'm very strong-headed and I speak what I think. But just imagine the past where somebody died fighting, saving a temple. That can be moksha because he is ready to give his or her life to save a temple for one person, but for the other, at the same time, it could be a piece of land and a structure which is materialistic that he died for. So it's more of your beliefs into why are we finding spirituality and moksha in a shivling also? It's a stone, just a stone. It's material. After all, it is a material. So it depends on where do you find it in yourself, for yourself, more than it is in the air or it is in a structure. Doesn't matter.
Thank you. Any more questions? Oh, I see a lot of hands raised. Has.
First of all, I want to thank you for such a wonderful session. My question is going to be a little long, so you just have to listen out. We know, as you people were telling that nowadays, why don't we have A for Arjuna and why only A for Apple? Similar ways, we just tell, when we talk about saints, like how ma'am talked about Adi Shankara, we just tell Shankaracharya went, he asked for bhiksha, she gave a gooseberry and he told Angam Hare He Pulaka Bhushanam Ashrayanti, and Kanakathara Stotram came and all this. But none of us talk about the hardships what he had to go through to reach such a stage. We talk about saints, we just tell he did this miracle, this was his Aradha Devata, this was his Aradha Devata, but we don't talk about why or what led them to that route. So I just want to know your thoughts on this idea.
So Yash, you came to know why we have to read, right? So that we are, we avoid this kind of super abridged versions of, our own knowledge.
By honestly speaking, whatever shloka you said, I have absolutely no clue about it. I can be that honest.
It was the first verse of the Kanakathara.
I will go search, read it, but which is why I don't usually take a lot of names of ancient people, because I know less about them. I'm no Google Baba to know everything. And it is absolutely okay. My career started in 2015 in the worst phase of my life, into depression, while I was thinking to kill myself all over again. But I'm a big failure in my life. I couldn't kill myself. So yeah, it's a very short span. whatever I have said today is all, it is not coming from any book. You will not find it in any book. It's coming from me. This is what I have understood. This is how I see. So yeah, I've read a very, I've read very less. And your question is absolutely right, maybe, but I am way beyond young to understand and reciprocate to your question. In real, I mean, seriously.
Ma'am, would you like to tell something?
So I think what you King, it's not the problem of your generation, not even the problem of mine. I'm just trying to shift the blame, but the thing is we have got used because we have lost the knowledge, right? So we just happen to remember in our public memory, there are only these snippets saying, oh, that guy did this miracle, this guy did that miracle, and somehow population got obsessed with miracles rather than the actual sadhana, right? So when we follow structured Hinduism, we talk about sadhana, not miracles are too personal. It's not to be discussed and broadcasted saying, we'll turn that thing into this thing, or walk on water, or I don't know what all this one. Milestones of the knowledge should be the goal, right?
Any which ways, actually, she only should be answering. She was giving all these names. Or do naam. Next question, please.
Thank you.
Namaste, sir. Namaste, ma'am. I am Mahalakshmi Singh from Chanakya University. So my question actually dates back to her one of the panel discussion that we have in ISKCON. She mentioned one thing very rightly, that we all know Sita's Agni Pariksha. Like in these recent years, it has been told that Ram questions Sita purity, that prove your purity to me. If you were pure, even you went with Ravana. If you actually read the original text, as she said back then, that in the text he actually tells that how pure she is. Okay, he does not actually questions her purity. He tells that you are he describes her purity. When we share our not mythologies, satyologies, this problem comes that in our generation we want to be inclusive everywhere. So we include these moral values everywhere. We want to see that how Sita felt, but we don't know the original text, that what actually happened. But at the same time, of course, it becomes more relatable to our generation that these moral values are now encircling our generation. So if we told satyologies in that way, it would be good. What is the artistic freedom we should give so that our young generation also understands in terms of modern values, but at the same time, it actually does not change the meaning of what happened. That is my question. It's to both of you. I can get answer from anyone.
मैं पहले लेता हूँ short में. How much time are we left with? I'll tell you what really happened in Ramayana. And again, you will never find any of this written in any text because I have not written it yet. All of you have heard so many versions of Ramayana, I'm sure, seen and heard, and there's this one version that you've never heard of. So when Ravan went, I'll try to keep it short, but still I will need 2-3 minutes to answer this question and also give all of you sitting here, especially the women, the girls sitting here, an entirely new perspective to Ramayana. You need to go back and ask your oldies, especially the women oldies of your house, why didn't you show us or thought of this, that a man can think? So where did all of this started was, as you have also seen and heard, that Ravana went to Brahmaji having this boon that he can't kill me and they can't kill me and nobody can kill me. And then Brahma said, you took all the names but you did not take the name of humans. And Ravana said, wo tuchh manav mera kya bigaad lenge? So the first clause on the gods were that the person who can kill Ravan has to be tuchh. Tuchh is not a bad word. Tuchh means ordinary. An ordinary man. Now the problem is Ravana is such a powerful king, how will an ordinary man kill Ravan? So Vishnu was sent as Ram, but when the God sent, this is my version, okay, as I said to you that I'm the least read person and it is okay. But because I think I've read less, I can contemplate in my own head and make my own perceptions and views to things. So Ram came to earth, and when Ram was here, that was when all the other gods realized that we have sent a very good boy down there. ये तो बहुत ही अच्छा आदमी भेज दिया हमने नीचे. Now the problem is that Ram did not know that he is the avatar of Vishnu back then, which is why there's no Balkand of Ram. There's already Krishna ka Balkand. How many stories of Balkand have you heard with Ram? None. Because he was just an ordinary man who did extraordinary work. Now these gods must have realized, and I'm saying this is hypothetical and this is my version, कि he's such a nice boy that he's going to leave his own kingdom for a promise of his dad. How will he go 7 seas across, killing such another powerful king for the throne? Impossible. He will never do it. ये तो चींटी नहीं मारेगा. He will not kill an ant. Now they must have all gone to Lakshmi. Your name is Lakshmi, right? So all of them went to you. And when all of them were there to Lakshmi, this is what we have done. He is such a good boy. He can't fight. He will not fight. Lakshmi must have said, don't worry. The clause, the condition is that the one who will kill Ravan has to be an ordinary one. The others around him can be superpowers. Well, yeah, but still we are suggesting you don't go. Well, why? Because Ravan has the control over all the planets. So he will, chakrify the Kundali and he will control you. Lakshmi must have said, oh, such a small thing. I will not come out of a yoni itself. I will come out of the earth. There will be no Kundali. Sita has no Kundali. She comes out. Raja Janak's land and becomes Janki, Janakputra and all that. Now she knows that she's Lakshmi since her childhood, which is why when Parshuram comes, wo Pinaka Dhanush she picks up at the age of 6. Shows it to Parshuram because she now wants Parshuram to say कि जो इस धनुष में प्रत्यंचा चढ़ाएगा वो है इसका सही वर. उठा के अब बोलो. So Parshuram said what she was wanting Parshuram to speak. Now whatever happened, प्रत्यंचा चढ़ा, धनुष टूट गया, स्वयंवर हो गया, all of that. And now Dashrath says what you have to go for Vanvas. This is written that Ram said you are a princess. Why do you have to go with me? You just stay here. I'll go finish all these years and come back to you. She said, I will come. Because she as Lakshmi knew that only the whole thing will happen when I will go with him. As she accompanied her husband, थोड़ी देर पहले, yeah. So now Sita goes. Now the same Sita who's princess, who's a warrior, who can uphold Shiva's dhanush. Do you really think that she didn't have the understanding that there's no golden deer? Think about it. It was Ram who didn't know that there's no golden deer because he was an ordinary man. Sita played a trick because Ram had to go so that Ravan can come. So Sita said, go, bring me the golden deer. Now that Marish thing happened, before this golden deer was dying, it started in the voice of Ram, Lakshman, Lakshman. Now Ram left Lakshman with her, no? You stay here and guard her. Sita should have been, अब इसको अलग से भेजना पड़ेगा. Right? Now Sita starts insulting Lakshman. You're a coward, you're not going anywhere. What is wrong with you? Your brother needs you. That is when Lakshman left, but again, I know it's not written in the scriptures, but just for the sake of this interesting conversation, वो लक्ष्मण रेखा खींच के चला गया. सीता मशा में. Now comes Ravan. Now that Lakshman Rekha is so strong that Ravan can't cross it. Sita, ये भी मुझे ही करना पड़ेगा. I have to take care of everything. You stay there, I'm coming. She crossed it. Now the same Sita, who according to a few people doesn't have the understanding that there's no golden deer, now suddenly knows that, listen Ravan, don't touch me, huh? Or else your head will break in 1,000 pieces. You have an old curse. How did Sita know it if she was not Lakshmi? So Ravan takes her, but Ravan can't touch her. While she is going, she is like, I am going with you because I want to go with you, or else you have no power to take me. Chal, tu aage aage chal, main piche piche chalti hu. Let's go. Now while going, she must have thought, these ordinary two brothers, Ram and Lakshman, how will they find me in 4 directions? She started dropping her things, breadcrumbs, as we know it. And then वो पायल और बिछिया मिला लक्ष्मण जी को, लाके दिया गया, वानरों. And Lakshman saw that and he started crying. He said, ये तो मेरी माँ का है. Because Lakshman never saw Sita's face. He used to recognize Sita by her feet. इसीलिए भाभी माँ समान होती है तुम्हारे कल्चर में, भाभी जान नहीं होती है. This is not your culture. कब हो गया भाभी माँ से भाभी जान कब बनी यार? What is wrong with us? Think about it. Now both of them are in search of. See, these are very small anecdote things. If you can remember it later, please do. Because this is where we are deteriorating with our culture. From Bhabhi Ma to Bhabhi Jan, and this is not good. Anyways. So now all of that happens, and now Hanuman reaches to take Sita. Mate, chaliye main aapko leke chalta hu. Sita says, I will not go. If I will go, Ram will not come here. How will Ravan be dead? Finally, Ram comes and does it all. Now, if you will see the whole story from your point of view, from the women point of view, you will see yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharat. Abhyathanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijamham. But with this shloka I know, huh? But with this shloka, the only picture associated is a chariot where Krishna is sitting as a charioteer and Arjuna is standing as the warrior. Put the same chariot, Sita is sitting as Krishna, guiding Ram as Arjuna. That's who Sita was.
We'll take one last question.
Oh, she was.
I just was
so sorry it took such long.
No.
But it has to come out.
Yeah.
And the Sita story that I just narrated all to you, this is copyrighted, okay? I am going to write a book. Don't you dare think writing it before me.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, my name is Bhairav Iyer. I am from BMS College of Engineering. Ma'am, my question to you is, ma'am, sir, to both of you, my question to you is, ma'am, we all know that the Muslim kings never killed cows in the past, and they made laws against it, against the slaughtering of cows. And today we are getting milk which is not pure, which is not
Yeah, go on. We get it.
Okay.
Sir, ma'am, yeah.
हिंदी में पूछ ले, कोई दिक्कत नहीं.
हाँ, हमको दूध जो मिल रही है वो प्योर नहीं है, वो अदर में कि नहीं, मेरा प्रश्न ये है.
So I think he's talking about the ethics in the dairy industry. So we are thinking that we are not slaughtering, but the kind of the way the milk is taken from the cow, is it not adharma? What's your name?
Bhairava Iyer.
So Bhairava, I think I have to agree here, saying that the dairy industry especially suffers from a lot of unethical practices, including treatment of cows and all, which is why I know there are other alternatives also. So that's, yes, it is adharma.
And by the way, they were not slaughtering. They made this banning the slaughtering of cows is because they knew that they also need milk to be strong enough to fight us. tan ki shakti, man ki shakti, Bonvita, milk, power.
Namaste, ma'am. Good afternoon. I am Shreyas from a student of AET College. Here is my question. Is ignorance bad in Dharma? If I'll give you a situation, one of your old friend is talking something bad about you in front of you, which is damaging your character. You can't even oppose him in front of everyone because he was one of your friend before, but you can't even accept what he's talking because others are getting influenced by those words which is damaging your character. Whether you answer that question, will you call him and explain him your point that you are getting hurt, he's doing wrong thing, or should you just ignore? What will you do according to Dharma?
So Akshatji talked about red and yellow, right? And the person who slanders your character in front of strangers can never be a friend. I think we have a Subhashita also, right? So, the Subhashita says, if you are a good man, you will not, praise in front and go back and, do name calling. But anyways, so a person who does not care for your respect in front of strangers can never be your friend. So it was an illusion that you had an illusion that he was your friend. So yeah, think that's the time to show red. May not be, physical violence, but yeah, you
should
have to stop
we raise our voice against that, or should we just ignore?
I think that is situational again. So if there are, I think people also know you, right? If there are people who know you, you will understand that this is not, you don't want to dignify that with a reply. But if it's total strangers, you have to stand up for yourself.
Thank you, ma'am.
I disagree on this. You are the only species who has got a speech, has got a vocal cord to speak. Speak.
Okay, one last question.
Good afternoon, sir and ma'am. This is Ritu, and I have a specific question to sir. You mentioned that you don't read much, because of which you are able to get more perspective on things. So I am also a person who doesn't read much, because I feel that I will get influenced. I would try to copy people more and get perfect because I read more of people. But then I think that is a limitation for me, because I might not be able to get more ideas, more perspectives of other people as well. So how do I tackle with that kind of a situation?
You will have to choose who you are. I can still sit and start reading every book in order to know all the shlokas that boy knows and I don't. I envy you, by the way. But at the same time, I hear things very, it's, after all, it's about absorbing knowledge, right? But nobody has ever written or said that we had to absorb knowledge from our eyes only. It could be with the experience, it could be with the people, it could be, you have 5 senses. How many of you drink? Like, no, liquor. All the other people who don't even drink knows cheers, right? बहुत अच्छे बच्चे होते हैं बैंगलोर के. Cheers, you know cheers, right? Will anybody tell me why do we say cheers? There are 5 senses that we have been taught since our childhood. We see, we smell, we taste, we touch, and we hear. Anything that involves all the 5 senses gives us the complete satisfaction. We can see a liquor, a drink, we can smell it, we definitely taste it, we touch it, but we can't hear it. That is when we cling our glasses and say cheers, to involve the 5th sense, to make it complete. Right? So you have 5 senses. This sense of mine is the strongest of all. I hear things. I've been given the mic because I've been called here to speak. I am a very good listener also at the same time. So when I sit and listen, I can listen and mug up anything. So my way of taking it, I am not saying that you don't have to take anything from anybody. It's your choice. It is who you are. You can take it from somebody speaking, or you can pick up a book and read, or you can go, hear Audible, because the Hidden Hindu, my book, is available there also. So it depends how you want to take it, but you will have to take it. सीखेंगे नहीं तो बोलेंगे कैसे? Thank you guys. It was a wonderful session.
Standing ovation, please. It
Oh,
was
come
such
on.
an incredible session.
ऐसे
A
बोल
big
के थोड़ी
round
ना
of
खड़ा कराया
applause.
जाता है.
I also have a small question to the audience. What's Ramayana and Mahabharata? Someone said fictional there. History. Again, loudly. What is Ramayana and Mahabharata? Yes.
Satyology.
So, a heartfelt thank you to Shri Akshat Gupta and Srimati Sai Swaroopa Iyer for sharing their wisdom and insights with us today. From ancient philosophy to modern dilemma, this session has truly shed light on how Dharma continues to shape our lives in the digital era. Now I request Chandradhara, our student volunteer, to give memento to Akshat Gupta, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Now I request Sahitya to give memento to Sai Swaroopa ma'am.
आप लोगों ने बहुत सारे सवाल पूछे, हमने जवाब दिया. मेरा एक सवाल है. मजा आया?
बहुत मजा आया. A big round of applause again. All the participants, please stay here in the auditorium. We have some announcements to make.